From Darling Stadium in Hampton, Virginia, WHCS Channel 29 presents Peninsula District Football. The Phoebus Phantoms versus the Kecoughtan Warriors. This game taped on October the 13th. I'm Tim Cole with Bob Hintz and A.G. Wongbull. Welcome to Darling Stadium. This game is supported by Thompson Ford, by Anna's Pizza, by Peninsula Screen Printing, the Van House, and Hampton Chevrolet. We'll be back after these messages.
You know, as far back as I can remember, there's always been a Ford truck in our family. My grandpapa, he drove this very one to market every working day. There's nothing like a Ford truck, and you sure can't wear one out. And there's no easier place to buy one than Thompson Ford in Hampton. They're nice people out there. And they speak Ford, too. You know, when my grandpapa bought this horseless carriage T-model Ford, everybody looked at him like he'd crazy, especially his carriage horse, Napoleon. Because he figured, hey, it got to be a lot cheaper than gasoline. Well, the rest is historical. And to this day, nobody works harder than Lewis Parsons to be sure that every Thompson Ford customer stays a Thompson Ford customer. And that sounds like good horse sense to me.
Anna's Pizza, located at 1976 East Pembroke Avenue in Hampton, has a tantalizing menu featuring some of the best Italian food in the city. They're known primarily for their pizza, which is made from scratch each day with all your favorite toppings. They have a professional and courteous staff, willing and ready to serve you day or night. They even have a free delivery service for those who call in. Anna's is also recognized for its daily specials, including fresh lasagna and their hot and tasty spaghetti served with meatballs. And if you're a really big eater, you'll love their submarine sandwiches, which are considered by many to be the best around. Anna's is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday, also on Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. and on Sunday from noon until 11 p.m. Remember, when you think of good food, think of Anna's Pizza. They're located in the Buckrow Shopping Center of Hampton.
Since 1972, Peninsula Screen Print has been providing the Peninsula with custom imprinted caps, jackets, sweatwear, and athletic uniforms. Now, a full line of promotional items such as cups, mugs, visors, pens, and frisbees are available to help your business, club, school, or special event get your message across. Also specializing in adult and youth team sports, Peninsula Screen Print has become the leader by offering such brand names as Bike, Sandknit, Hanes, and Screen Stars Best at wholesale prices. In-house graphic artists and screen printing afford us the opportunity to provide custom logos and art to meet your design needs. From the art room to specialized screen making to the finished product, we have the facilities to meet your deadline. Located in the Old Fox Hill section of Hampton, see us this week for personalized service or phone 850-2244 for more information. Peninsula Screen Print, your one-stop walking advertisement shop.
Back at Darling Stadium, Tim Cole with Bob Hintz and A.G. Wongbull. We welcome you to this game between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Kecoughtan Warriors. Phoebus 3-2 in the district, 3-3 overall, and Kecoughtan 1-3 in the district, and also 3-3 overall. Bob, how does this game shape up tonight?
Well, it's going to be a good contest, Tim. What Kecoughtan is going to have to do, they're going to have to try to stop Kevin Giles up the middle. He did a real good job against Hampton High School last week, and of course Maurice Turner, their real speedster, on the outside. What they want to do is try to make Phoebus put the ball in the air. Andre Ross is not a noted passer on the Peninsula. He can pass the ball, but that is not his forte. He can run that option and pitch and keep it. On the other hand, you got Kecoughtan has got a good team. In fact, the coaches believe they could very well be 6-0 at this point. They have lost some real heartbreakers, especially when their quarterback, Kermit Buggs, got hurt on the first play of the first game. And we saw him last against Hampton. Man has really got his eye back and is really passing. So this is something that the Phantoms are going to have to watch out for as a passing offense of the Kecoughtan Warriors.
It would seem that both of these teams will rely predominantly on the ground attack tonight. Phoebus showed against other teams, as Kecoughtan did last week against Hampton, that they can run the football, and Phoebus can run the football. So I think we're going to see more than likely a running game from both of these teams.
Well, I agree with you a little bit, but last week it was Phoebus running the ball against Hampton, not Kecoughtan, and they did move the ball well, but then, as we have seen in the past, Hampton gets real stubborn down around the goal line. They made a couple of mistakes. A guy missed a block. I talked to the coaches. They felt if they could have scored on that drive, made it 7-7, it would have been a much tighter ball game. Kecoughtan, I look for Kecoughtan to put the ball in the air. I really do. They're going to really test the secondary of Phoebus.
All right, let's go right now to an interview that A.G. Womble had earlier with head coach Kurt Newsom of Kecoughtan High School.
All right, we got Kecoughtan coach Kurt Newsom. Kurt lost the first 2 games of the season. Since then, the last 4 weeks, the Warriors have been playing good football.
Well, we lost Kermit on the opening play, and that set us back a little bit. But since then, offensively, we've been playing better, and defensively, we've improved, and we feel good about ourselves the last 4 weeks.
Another big game tonight, the Phantoms. What do you expect offensively from Phoebus?
Probably the most physical team up front that we've faced, and they can take the ball right to you every snap. Their guards and center are very strong, and Maurice can get on the corner and give you a lot of problems also.
What are y'all going to have to do tonight to score against the Phoebus?
Well, you know, I think we're going to have to be patient, and, you know, they do a lot of things on defense, and they're a very good defensive football team, and they've had a couple letdowns, but that is no indication of how they've been playing the last couple weeks.
Got any special plays for tonight's game?
No, we're just going to try to play simple, sound football and see how it works out.
Very good luck to you.
Thank you.
Kurt Newsom.
Thank you, A.G., for those words with Kurt Newsom. The Kecoughtan team, of course, coming into this game a victor last week over a tough Maury team, a team that they beat 12-3. And, of course, Kecoughtan coming in off the win. Phoebus, as you mentioned, Bob, coming in here having lost to Hampton, but a well-played football game on the part of Phoebus.
Yeah, they really did play well. They just didn't get the ball in the end zone, and, of course, that's what you look at. If you look at the score, it looked like Hampton blew out Phoebus, but Hampton did not blow them out. Hampton's got an awesome passing attack, and that's where they scored 3 touchdowns, was via the pass. So what Phoebus has got to do is they hope that their secondary has got some experience and can play well, stop the Kermit Bugs, because you and I have seen Kermit throws the ball real well.
Yes, we have. And, of course, there's some added dimensions to this. Phoebus and Kecoughtan schools being so close that these kids know each other. They live in the same neighborhoods. Kurt Newsom used to be an assistant coach under Bill D.
That's true. Plus, this is Phoebus High School's homecoming tonight, so that's an added incentive.
And we'll invite you to stay tuned for that coverage. We'll have some coverage of the homecoming proceedings at halftime as well. Right now, we're going to take a brief pause. We'll return to Darling Stadium, but first, a timeout and a message from the Van House.
Imagine the perfect vehicle just for you. Then create it at the Van House. Let our design specialists put your ideas in motion with a van, pickup, or handicapped conversion exactly as you want it. Personalized service, handmade quality, and value that you've dreamed about. The Van House, a universe of possibilities with down-to-earth prices.
I think the thing I like the most about it is that it's so plush inside. It looks very expensive. It's very convenient for me. Everything is just where I want it.
That van is my freedom. I can go do anything I want to do.
I'm Skip Wilkins. Mobility allows me to compete with life. Look to the Van House for customized mobility products that fit.
All right, back at Darling Stadium, the Kecoughtan High School marching band on the field. Well, if we have an opportunity, Bob, I'd like to show the fans the Peninsula District standings as it is right now. We have those standings, and of course atop the standings is a tie for first place in the Peninsula District between the Hampton Crabbers, who are 5-1 overall, 4-1 in the district. There we go. And Warwick is tied with a like record. Then Phoebus at 3-2, 3-3 overall. Medgeville 3-3, 3-3. Bethel 3-2, 4-2. They've got a tough task this weekend playing at Pulaski, 6-0.
They most certainly do.
Denby is 2-2, 3-3 overall. And if we can get the second part of that, there we go. Kecoughtan is 1-3 in the district. They've had a tough time in the district. They're 3-3 overall. And Ferguson 2-3, 2-4, and Lafayette 0-4 in the district, 2-4 in the Peninsula overall.
And I have talked to some of the coaches that Lafayette team is not a bad team. They have just not played well, but they are a good team.
All right, we're going to momentarily have an interview, but first of all, right now, let's listen while the Kecoughtan High School Marching Band plays our national anthem. This is Phoebus's homecoming, but the Kecoughtan High School Marching Band is performing here.
This is just a pregame. You'll see the Phoebus Phantom group will be out there during halftime, I assure you.
All right, talking about Phoebus, let's go now to that interview that AG had a chance to do with Bill D., the head coach of the Phoebus Phantoms.
Bill's been an up-and-down season, but got a big game again tonight against Kecoughtan. What do you expect offensively from the Warriors tonight?
Well, Kecoughtan runs the Vera offense, and they've really started to put some points on the board the last couple of weeks. They've got Kermit Buggs at quarterback, and they've got a couple of really good running backs. They got Llewellyn at wide receiver. They got some really good skilled athletes, and we're real concerned about their big play capability. And they've been able to put points on the board.
Well, you got anything special in mind to stop them?
Well, hopefully we can play good, solid defense. They scored a lot of points on us last year, and more than anybody we played against last year.
What are you going to have to do to score against them?
Well, we got to, control the football. Do what we do best, run the football. We feel like we've got to throw a little bit better, a little more effectively than we have in the past couple of games, and we're going to try to, be a little more well-rounded offensively.
Okay, good luck to you tonight, Bill.
I appreciate it.
Bill D.
Thank you, AG, for those words, and thank you, Bill D. And we understand that
Bill's wife is sick and went to the hospital this morning. We sure hope that everything works out all right with that.
All right, there you see the Phoebus Phantoms coming out on the field. Here we go. We'll run down the offensive and defensive lineups for you.
Okay, for the Phantoms on offense, we got quarterback Andre Ross. The fullback is Kevin Giles. The tailback is Maurice Turner. The flanker is DJ Ross. The split end is Bullock. The tight end is Richards. He had a hurt ankle last week. I hope he's better this week. The tackles are Jamison and Bontemps. The guards are Hicks and Black. And, of course, the center is Dwayne Jones.
And for the Phantoms on defense, there we see the nose guard is Earl Sanford. The tackles are Kirkendall and Jamerson. The ends are Black and Jones. Giles is one of the linebackers. Bontemps is the other. The corners are Rogers and Parrish. The free safety is Beckner, and the strong safety is Tiny Hopkins.
And, of course, at Phoebus, we'll be playing a good, tough team in this Kecoughtan group, and we'll go over their lineup real quick on offense for the Warriors tonight. Starting at quarterback is Kermit Buggs. The running backs are Johnson and Bowen. The wide receiver is Mike Williams. The split end is Joe Fluellen. Tight end is Thacker. The center is Chris Brinkley. The guards, David Heath and Thomas. The tackles are Seward and Robinson.
And for the Kecoughtan Warriors on defense, they are led at end by John Johnson and Tony Alves. The tackles are Vince Thomas and David Robinson. The outside linebackers, Mike Thacker and Jimmy Bembry. The inside linebackers, Laddie Anderson and David Heath. The corners are Chris May and Mike Williams. And the safety is Joe Fluellen.
1, 2, 1, 2, okay?
All right, those are lineups, and let's talk about that man that just said test. Let's get the names of the officials.
We appreciate that, the officials, because that is Mick McCullough. And if he's going to take this crew. Now, this isn't his normal crew. He's substituting as the referee for this crew. This is not the normal.
Before we do that, let's go ahead and mention the coaches for
Oh, absolutely.
While we're at it.
As you can see right there, the Warriors are head coached by Kirk Newsom, and of course the Phantoms by Bill D. And you have the assistant coaches.
Yeah, for Kecoughtan, the assistant coaches Mike Horton, Revis Conrad, Tyrus Woodard, and Al Morrow. And for Phoebus?
It's Tom McIntyre, Mike Talon, Aubrey Perry, Greg Norved, Doc Jones, and Keith Beth.
All right, now we got the oh my heavens, looks like a gang war out there.
Well, that's all the seniors. That's all the seniors going out for the thing. And if we get a chance, we'll show you the officials and we'll listen to them. But the referee is Mick McCullough. The umpire is Bill Bullock. The linesman is Robert Thompson. The judge is Larry Turlington, and the back judge James Jones.
All right, let's listen.
We're looking for a good ball game tonight, gentlemen. Looking for a good ball game. All right. Let me introduce my officials to you tonight. Would you back up, please, just a little bit? All right, we have Mr. Turlington, Mr. Young, Mr. Bullock, and Mr. Thompson, okay? All right, if you got any questions during the ball game, you bring them to me, all right? Just everybody stay healthy and stay cool, all right? All right. Kecoughtan, we have had the coin toss prior to Kecoughtan. If you'll back right back here. Hey, right here. Let's go this way. Let's go right back here. Right back here. Kecoughtan, Phoebus, step right here. Kecoughtan will receive. Phoebus is going to kick. All right, get in here and give me something now. Give me something now. Give me something. Give me five. We have some sportsmanship.
All right, thank you, Mick. And before we get this game started, let's take a brief timeout. And this message from Hampton Chevrolet.
Listen to the heartbeat. There's really something to sing about here at Hampton Chevrolet GOG Peagle. You pay what we pay the factory. Actual dealer invoice, plus up to $1,000 factory rebate to you on every Hampton Chevrolet and Hampton GO new 1989 car and truck, and every new 1989 Hampton Jeep Cherokee. Yes, you can at Hampton Chevrolet GOG Peagle, 2 blocks east of I-64 on Mercury Boulevard.
Getting set to go from Darling Stadium. Last year's game was a real thriller as Kecoughtan won that game 42-35 in overtime. And I do recall that having done that game, I believe.
It was a great game. It really was. And
I don't look for anything less than that tonight.
Now, these two teams, like you were saying earlier, Tim, these two teams are very close in their boundaries. The kids know each other. And like Mitch McCullough said, let's hope there's good sportsmanship out here, which we see in all our ball games.
All right, Drew Powell has the ball on the tee. We're about set to go. Back deep to receive is Alan Reed, number 10. And the left-footed kicker will hit it right to, well, it looked like Reed was going to get it. In fact, that is
looks like number 20.
Yeah,
yes, 20 for Kecoughtan.
All right, that is Nick Bowen. That's one of the running backs. So Bowen stepped right in front of Alan Reed. And Kecoughtan will start now from their 26-yard line, 1st and 10. We remind you that you have 4 12-minute quarters in high school football. And now we have an official's timeout. Almost instantly, we have an equipment problem on the Phoebus side. This is a must-win game for both of these teams. Kermit Buggs is the quarterback for the Warriors. Gives to Kevin Johnson. Johnson struggles out close to the 30-yard line. He probably got close to the 31, actually.
He picked up almost 5 yards on that play, and this is one thing that Kecoughtan wants to do. They run a veer offense, and they will come at you and run that veer, and if you stop the inside, they'll pitch it to the man on going outside, but also look for Kermit to throw the ball when they get good, decent field position.
Pickup of about 4 on the play, almost 5. Second down. Man in motion to the near side is Williams. Buggs keeps on the option play, and he's wrapped up nicely by the Phoebus defender on the left side. Coming over there for the Phantoms was number 60, and that is Arma Bontemps. Did a good job of containing Mr. Buggs.
Well, he didn't pick up hardly anything if he picked up anything on that play, but this brings up a third and long, which was a passing situation, and you can see here on the replay, Phoebus does a good job of shutting it down. So we saw him last week do a good job of shutting down Dwayne Murphy, who is a premier running back for Hampton.
So the first crucial play of the ball game, a third down and about 5 for the Warriors. Buggs looks in, throws too high for his intended receiver, Joe Fluellen, as Fluellen did a slant in, and just simply the ball was thrown too high for him.
Well, it was too high and a little too hard. He just did a real quick fake, spun around, did a 360, and passed. If it had been a little lower, it may have been intercepted, so he had to put it where it was the only place it couldn't have been caught by anybody but the receiver.
Here you see the replay, and the ball is just a little high and hard, like you said. A good call.
And there was a linebacker right in the zone.
Dustin Farr gets a good punt away, fielded at the 30-yard line, and about a 6-yard return for the Phantoms. That was Thomas Bailey returning the ball for Phoebus. So Phoebus will get the ball now, the first time in the ball game, and they'll start the ball just shy of the 37-yard line. Good field position.
Well, but here's a replay of this, but I look for Phoebus just to keep the ball on the ground and grind it out like they did when they got the ball in that first series against Hampton last week. And they moved the ball right down to the 4-yard line before they coughed it up.
Kevin Johnson in on the stop for the Warriors. Andre Ross gives to Kevin Giles. He picks up a couple in the middle.
But you see right there that the Kecoughtan Warriors have made some adjustments already in their defense, that they're going to plug up that middle. They're going to take that run away from Giles. The Phoebus coaches felt like Giles could have picked up a lot more yardage last week had he broke some of those runs to the outside instead of putting his head down. So the Warriors are going to bottle him up the best they can.
Pickup of about a yard and a half. Let's call it a second down and 9 for the Phantoms. Again, Giles gets the call straight up the middle to about the 40. Nothing fancy, no play action, just simply diving off the center or the guard.
Well, that was a little bit of a misdirection because the other backs were going to the left, and it's sort of like a blind handoff, and they're hoping to pop him through, but the Warriors have done a good job of scouting Phoebus and doing a lot of work watching the films and looking at the tendencies.
So it's third down now for the Phantoms on the option play. And again, Kecoughtan does a good job on defense as they shut down Andre Ross.
And I want to make everybody aware of number 77 out there is David Robinson. They will normally see him as number 78, but tonight he's got on 77. So if you're wondering where David Robinson is, he's running around out there with 77 on tonight.
Ball is marked short of the 40, so it's about a half-yard loss on the play. We'll get a chance to watch this. Both series of downs have been very similar to each other. There you see Ross as he tried to turn it inside but didn't get much. And now Ross will go back in deep punt formation for the Phantoms. Flags are down. They get a good rush on him, but he gets it away. It's a high kick. And a fair catch called for and taken at the 32-yard line, but we'll have to wait and see exactly what's going to happen here as Nick Bowen fielded that punt.
Illegal procedure of 6 on the line of scrimmage.
I thought that's where he did not have enough players in the. He only had 10 people in the huddle. I'm sorry, lined up out there. You have to have 7 on the line of scrimmage if your offense. He only had 6.
Illegal procedure on the offense. Declined. First down.
All right, so you heard referee Mick McCullough tell us that they declined the penalty. Kecoughtan does not want them to kick it over. They felt like they got pretty good field position, and they did.
Well, they really did, and you always have a chance of maybe you're trying to run it back and you fumble or you mishandle it. You've got good field position. Let's go with it.
So Kecoughtan now on their second possession will start from the 31-yard line. This is Bugs on the option, pitching back to Kevin Johnson. Johnson gets away from one Phoebus tackler, but is finally smothered by number 1 Mike Williams. Now check that, Chad Hopkins.
Well, that was Kevin Giles that really kind of tripped him up a little bit, who is a fullback and also plays linebacker for the Phantoms. He jumped in there and really kind of tripped him up, and he was fumbling forward, as you can see on the replay.
There you saw exactly what you were talking about, Mike. They marked it at the 34-yard line, called it a gain of 3, second down and 7 for the Warriors. Bugs on the halfback draw. This is Alan Reed. Reed gets some running room. He's pushed out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way out close to midfield.
That was an excellent call, but it was also excellent executed. I mean, there were some beautiful blocks, seal blocks, that you don't knock the guy down, but you're just in his way, and he can't pursue. As you'll see here on the replay, just a nice handoff, and then there's some nice seal blocks that springs him loose, and he picked up the initial first down.
That is the first down of the ball game. They've marked it just short of midfield. First down for Kecoughtan. Bugs gives to Johnson. Johnson is met immediately as he got to the line of scrimmage by number 33, Kevin Giles. Giles was there along with another player we call a lot, Arma Bontemps. So Bontemps and Giles stop him for no gain.
Well, your linebackers are supposed to make most of your tackles, and that's what's happening, but they're making them right at the line of scrimmage, which is really nice if you're the defensive coordinator for the Phantoms.
Second and 10. Fake the same play. Bugs throws downfield, and it's incomplete. Not a bad pass. Joe Fluellen down on the pattern had a shot at it. The ball was just a little low, and I think maybe Bugs had to rush that pass because he did feel some Phoebus pressure.
Well, he could hear the footsteps coming, but the ball was underthrown, and really the only one that had a shot at it was Fluellen. The defensive back was way out of position because he was watching the runner and not the ball.
You get a chance to watch this again. They faked the same play they ran earlier. They saw just a little bit of pressure. And there you see the ball was just a little low. Fluellen had a pretty good shot at it, but he couldn't get a hold of it. So it's third down and 10 now for the Warriors. Bugs straight back to pass this time. No play action. Steps up in the pocket, and then he's sacked on a good effort. Coming up with a sack is Vince Kirkendall, number 68.
Well, that sack, Kirkendall got the sack, but the sack goes to the defensive secondary. Nobody was open. He had nobody to throw the ball to. The secondary did an excellent job, and that's been a much maligned secondary because they've given up a lot of passes this year, but boy, they did a super job that time.
Flags are down again. Farr gets another good punt away, fielded at the 22-yard line by Bailey, looking for some blocking, and he's out to the 30, but again, we have flags. Illegal shift against Phoebus is the initial call from referee McCullough. Coming into the game, Phoebus was had allowed 873 yards in the air in 6 games.
Illegal motion on the offense, decline, first and 10.
All right, so we're going to see the opposite side of that coin. Kecoughtan declined the penalty earlier. This time, Phoebus will decline the penalty to get the ball. That was almost a clip there. That was almost.
Yeah, it's
almost got him from behind. But
close. It was close.
He thought about it. That was smart because he laid off of it. All right, they'll start from the 31. So we're going back and forth here. 5:43 left here in the first quarter. We have no score. This is Maurice Turner for a yard or so. So far, it's been a defensive battle.
Well, both of these teams do a good job of breaking down the films and looking at tendencies, and they know that when a team lines up in a certain formation, that they're apt to run certain plays from that formation. This is what the defensive coordinators work with a unit. Look at the tendencies, watch certain keys, be it a guard or an end or a tackle or a quarterback or whatever, but you got certain keys that you watch and then you react according to what that ball player is doing. So both teams have done a good job of that so far, Tim.
That was Turner carrying the ball. He averages almost 80 yards per ball game. This is a pitch to Turner, and another good effort by the defensive line of Kecoughtan. Let's call some numbers out here. 71 for Kecoughtan is Tony Alves.
55, of course, is David Heath.
Yep.
And but there was, I can't remember who the third one was, but there were three players, and we'll catch it on the replay. 3 Kecoughtan Warriors were there waiting for the runner. They're saying, like, we know what you have called, and we're going to be here waiting for you.
Ball just short of the 35-yard line from New Darling Stadium. And boy, is it a nice playing facility. This field is in great condition as usual. Across the middle, almost picked off. David Heath got a hand on it as the intended receiver going downfield.
That was Mike Thacker, wasn't it? Big Mike Thacker?
No, that's Tony Richards.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I went to grab something, and I almost knocked our statistician right out of the booth.
Well, I noticed he's getting up off the ground now. But if you notice, Heath went right back into zone because Richards was open. But Heath took the passing lane away, and that's good scouting on this Kecoughtan coaches.
So Ross will be back to punt. Averages about 32 yards a kick coming into this game. High spiraling kick taken at the 35-yard line and downed immediately. So basically these teams have played between the 30s and 35s.
Well, there's been one first down, and that was on a draw play called by the Warriors. Neither one of the offenses can get on track, but the defenses of both teams are doing excellent.
Coming into this game, the Warriors with the football now average 12.5 points a game while they gave up 13. While on the other side, Phoebus is averaging 15 a game while they're giving up almost 19. So the similarities between these teams continues. Kermit Buggs from his 35. They have the only first down in the ball game. They get some good yardage here all the way out close to the 45-yard line. It'll be close to a first down.
It really will be. Depends on when they spot the ball, but that was Kermit did a good job of riding that ball in the dive man's stomach, pulled it out and kept it, and nobody knew he had the ball.
They're going to bring the chains in. You may have heard referee McCullough.
We're going to look, guys. We're going to look.
Got a guy here can't see.
Let's look at it. Seeing is believing. Seeing is believing, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that, by half a ball. If I could see that close, I'd still be playing. First down. Here we go.
We've got a new star in the making. Mitch McCullough is doing a good job, but we appreciate it. He did a super job last week with the game that we had with Hampton and Phoebus, and now he's doing this ball game, and we really appreciate the officials taking that mic, because that really helps us up here in the broadcast booth.
So the second first down of the ball game recorded by the Warriors at their 45. All the way out close to the 50. And that is Nick Bowen, who's checked into the backfield for the Warriors. 3:33 left here in the first quarter. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and A.G. Womble coming to you from Darling Stadium. This game played on Friday the 13th, 1989, at the brand new facility. As we watch the replay here, there you see Bowen just skittering through there, kind of got the last couple of yards there on his knees, and that's why they backed it up to about the 48.
Well, that's good work on those officials.
3-yard gain for Bowen, and second down and 7. Spinning around, pitching to Bowen. Bowen looking for an outside block, doesn't get much. Good pursuit by the Phoebus, the Phoebus defense.
Well, number 2, Joe Flewellen did a good job. He wanted to block the very first guy that had a shot at the tackle, but if he'd have blocked him, it would have been a clip. So he picked up the second man. You can see it on the replay here. It's just a reverse pivot, a quick pitch, and you can see right here, Flewellen let the first guy go because he knew it would be that was a smart move, because it would have been a clip for sure.
And that was Chad Hopkins, the first guy who made the tackle. Ball just short of midfield. Third down and 5 for the Warriors. 2:30 left here in the first quarter. No score. Buggs straight back to pass. Setting up a screen to the left. He's got a man open. That's Chris May. And May goes down to about the 45-yard line, close to another first down. It will be a first down, depending on where they mark it.
Because if he's marking it across that 45, that is a first down. And that's the signal.
And it is a first down, so they register first down number 3. 2 minutes left. Get a chance to watch this play again. Buggs set that screen up to the left for May. All right, down at the 40.
And that wasn't slow motion.
Quarterback keeper. We saw Bugs pick up good yardage in a game earlier this year on the quarterback keeper.
And that was over at Hampton University at Armstrong Field when they played Bethel, and that real soggy field.
Bugs coming into the game has run for 203 yards, and as a matter of fact, leads his team in rushing. Picked up 3 that time. It's marked between the 42 and the 41. 2nd down and 7 for the Warriors. Bugs still has the football, and as he falls forward, he crosses the 40. It'll be 3rd down and about 5 for the Kecoughtan Warriors. You know, we had a chance to talk with Mick McCullough before the game. Our referee for tonight. We've got a timeout.
Injury, our time.
Okay, we've got a timeout. And the player's gotten off the field okay, so we're going to continue here. The player coming off, and that would be a real blow, is Arma Bontemps. If he can't continue, he's limping and apparently has either a cramp or a sprain of some sort. And
well, I see Coach Jerry Gentry is going to go over, and he is limping badly on that left leg. And it looks like they're going to retape his ankle, probably twisted an ankle.
Bugs along the line of scrimmage keeps the football, and he should have yet another 1st down.
He did a good job avoiding the tackle and cut up where he saw the nice alley and picked up that 1st down.
What I started to say, Bob, was having talked to referee McCullough before the game, he commented about our coverage and so forth, which was nice to hear from him. And he would, you know, we talked to him too about what the officials do. You know, a lot of people maybe they don't know that the officials meet every Tuesday night and review all the games that the officials on the peninsula covered and critique themselves. So it's not just a matter of coming out here on Friday night and not seeing the other referees and officials all week long.
Well, if we get a chance to have Mitch McCullough again this year, maybe we can get some comments prior to the game on what the officials go through. But that's a good idea.
That's the end of the 1st quarter. And hopefully we'll be able to do that.
Hey, Mick, we're at the
all right, we played 1 quarter from Darling Stadium. And we're going to take a brief timeout.
38-yard line
from Thompson Ford.
2nd down and about 14. Right.
When my grandpapa bought this horseless carriage T-model Ford, everybody looked at him like he's crazy, especially his carriage horse Napoleon. Because he figured, hey, got to be a lot cheaper than gasoline. Well, the rest is his story. And to this day, nobody works harder than Lewis Parsons to be sure that every Thompson Ford customer stays a Thompson Ford customer. And that sounds like good horse sense to me. You know, as far back as I can remember, there's always been a Ford truck in our family. My grandpapa, he drove this very one to market every working day. There's nothing like a Ford truck, and you sure can't wear one out. And there's no easier place to buy one than Thompson Ford in Hampton. They're nice people out there. And they speak Ford, too.
While we were away, a pass completed over the middle at the 17-yard line as Kermit Bugs found his receiver and pinpointed his pass perfectly right into the hands of Lawrence Lewis, number 81.
And the defensive man went for the pass at the same time. They both caught it simultaneously, but the offensive receiver, a little bit bigger, just kind of took it away from him.
So on a 2nd and long, the Warriors get another 1st down. That is their 5th 1st down of the 1st half. Phoebus has yet to record a 1st down. Bugs keeps, has yardage, racing for the corner down inside the 10 to about the 7. The ball goes out of bounds, but it belongs to Kecoughtan at the 6-yard line. So Kermit Buggs moving the ball well here. That was a nice pass he made earlier, too.
It was an excellent pass. He put it right on the money.
Buggs hurt in the very first game, as you heard Kurt Newsom mention early in the ball game. And now Phoebus is going to call a timeout.
Mark him.
And there is a timeout on the field. There you see the Phoebus.
James a little quick then.
That's McIntyre. Coach going out to talk with the ball players.
Is that James or was that James? Well, Turner ain't gonna blow the whistle. You got the quarterback.
Anna's Pizza, located at 1976 East Pembroke Avenue in Hampton, has a tantalizing menu featuring some of the best Italian food in the city. They're known primarily for their pizza, which is made from scratch each day with all your favorite toppings. They have a professional and courteous staff, willing and ready to serve you day or night. They even have a free delivery service for those who call in. Anna's is also recognized for its daily specials, including fresh lasagna and their hot and tasty spaghetti served with meatballs. And if you're a really big eater, you'll love their submarine sandwiches, which are considered by many to be the best around. Anna's is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday, also on Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. and on Sunday from noon until 11 p.m. Remember, when you think of good food, think of Anna's Pizza. They're located in the Buckrow Shopping Center of Hampton.
All right, we're back to the live action. It's 1st and goal at the 6-yard line for the Kecoughtan Warriors. Buggs gives to Johnson, left side. Check that, not Johnson.
Should have looked like Chris May.
It was Chris May. Absolutely right. Chris May got it down to the 1-yard line. Chris May carrying for 121 yards on the season coming into this game, averaging about 6 yards each time he carries. That time he picked up just about his average, picked up 5. 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line. Kermit Buggs looks over the defense. He leaps over the goal line, touchdown. So Kermit Buggs calls his own number.
And that's the safest play to call. You don't hand it off. You don't have a chance for a fumble. You just take it, make sure the ball breaks the plane, and that's what he did. As you'll see on the replay, he just took it and jumped in the air, made sure the ball was over the end line.
But you talk about that's not the safest way to do it. You saw what he did. He stuck that ball out there, and if a Phoebus defender had batted it out of his hand before it crossed the goal line, then it could have been a fumble and a serious situation here. So I'm sure that they're happy they got the touchdown, but that was a little bit dangerous. Try for extra point is up, and it's good. And that is Alex Cancios. I got to ask him during halftime how he pronounces his name. 12 plays for the Warriors, 65 yards. 5 minutes and 28 seconds. So the Warriors have dominated the first half here as they lead 7-0. The Warriors have 6 first downs, while Phoebus has yet to register a first down, and they have a total of 6 yards total offense for the first quarter and the minute and a half into the second here. So Phoebus is going to have to get on track here.
Phoebus is going to have to win every game for the rest of the season in order to qualify for the playoffs, I believe. It's going to be hard for them to lose one more and make it to the playoffs. They're a Division 5 team, as is Warwick. Hampton, of course, is a Division 6 team, so they're right now leading the chance to go from the Peninsula District.
I was asking my Greek buddy here to my left, Mr. Z, Mr. Zomplis, how you might pronounce. I apologize. The last name is K-A-N-T-S-I-O-S. Cancios?
Sounds good to me.
Cancios. Well, we apologize right up front, Alex, if we've mispronounced your name.
Nice run back.
Yeah, Tom Bailey all the way out to the 30-yard line for the Phantoms. They've had good field position. It really hasn't been a matter of that. They've just been stopped by a good defensive effort.
You have to take your hat off to the Kecoughtan staff and the defense over there. Mike Horton is doing a good job, but they have made some adjustments during the week by watching the films, and they have just shut down this running attack by the Phantoms. And here you see number 60 for the for Phoebus going in, and that's Bontemps, and he is still favoring that left leg.
He lines up at right tackle. And over the middle, completed to DJ Ross. Andre Ross faked the handoff. Nice play.
Well, that was an excellent pass, and of course that's a play that we have not seen much this year. They have not done, but they've got to do something to get some momentum going here. And that was one way to do it, is to open up with the pass on first down.
And Andre Ross rifled that ball to DJ Ross. And as you said, a first down, the first of the ball game for the Phantoms.
And Bontemps has come back off the field. Doesn't look like he's going to get back in this first half anyway. He really is favoring his ankle.
Kevin Giles gets the call for a couple. So far in the ball game, Giles has carried 3 times for a total of 5 yards. Second down and 8 for the Phantoms. 9:30 left here in the first half. Kecoughtan on top, 7-0 on a 1-yard plunge by Kermit Buggs.
And what about this weather? Isn't this nice?
Oh, we've had perfect weather the last 3 weeks. Every Friday night out here at Darling Stadium. Andre Ross finally run out of bounds, but not before he gets big yardage for the Phantoms. Now we do have a flag on the play.
Offense.
All right, we're going to have to bring it back, as you may have been able to pick up over my
Kecoughtan captain. Let's have a captain.
Talking to referee Makula is going to talk to Kecoughtan, and needless to say, they'll take the penalty. As you saw on the replay here, Ross did some nice running there as he eluded the tacklers and then was driven out of bounds, but it's going to go for naught.
That's a big one.
That one hurts.
That hurts. That really hurts.
Clipping on the offense. Repeat the down.
So
Clipping
the big penalty,
on the offense,
and that
second
is the first penalty against Phoebus, and it couldn't have come at a worse time for the Phantoms.
Well, that was a nice run by Andre Ross. He faked that ball to the dive man, faked the pitch and cut it upside and found a nice alley, and then really broke some tackles and run away from some people.
DJ Ross lines up wide to the left for the Phantoms. Chapman to the near side. This is Andre Ross, finds some running room again, and then it's stopped up real quickly as Chris Bay, who was being blocked.
What, Bob? What?
And another flag.
Shedded the blocker and then just put a stop on him.
Clipping on the offense.
All right, there you heard it again. So 2 successive clipping calls against the Phantoms are going to really hurt them once again.
And that's happening right over in front of that Kecoughtan bench, and I'm sure the players over there are letting them know.
Well, you can see it.
See right there.
Yeah, it was May who was being clipped by DJ Ross, if I may at least assume that. I don't want to point any fingers, but that would appear to be the call. And Mr. Makula will mark off 15 more, so 2 costly penalties for the Phantoms.
And that makes it second down
on the offense.
25.
Repeat the down. Clipping over here. Repeat the down.
So now it is second down and
looks like about 25.
About 25, you're right. They have to go all the way down to the 49 of Kecoughtan for the first. Here's a delay and nothing happening there, as Kecoughtan read that play completely. Maurice Turner, number 22, got the call, but he got nothing on the play to speak of.
Third down and long yardage, about 25.
Pickup of maybe a yard on the play. So the Phantoms now, after having good success on the offense, aided by 2 clipping calls, so they really have had to go backwards here. Ross gives to Turner. He will not get much, so you have to kind of question that call. A little bit conservative on 3rd and 24. But Phoebus now will be forced to kick the ball.
Those 2 penalties really hurt them because they had a nice, a couple of nice gains. They had a little momentum going. They had the offense cranked up, and those penalties just shut it down.
Nothing will kill you quicker than a penalty.
And nothing will give a coach gray hair or make him lose his hair quicker than a mistake like that.
Andre Ross standing back inside his 15. A little bit of a rush from Kecoughtan. He gets an end-over-end kick fielded at the 41-yard line. This is Nick Bowen. Bowen across midfield to about the 49 of Phoebus. So Kecoughtan will have great field position to start this drive.
For the Warriors, that time to mount another drive. 7:39 left to go.
7:39 remaining here in the first half. If you joined us late, this game played Friday night, Friday the 13th at Darling Stadium, as we watch the replay of the punt and return. I'm Tim Cole with Bob Hintz and A.G. Wobble coming to you from Darling Stadium. Third consecutive Friday night we've been here, and third consecutive Friday night we've had great weather.
Yeah, I'll tell you, and we're sort of glad because the windows are so clean.
Yeah.
We don't have anyone.
False start here. Okay, false start.
Kecoughtan called for a penalty, so the flags are starting to fly too frequently now.
Well, that was just a false start. The young man jumped before the ball was snapped.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. Dead ball.
They got a 1st and 15.
They mark the ball at the Kecoughtan 46. Draw play to Alan Reed. Not much happening there. He may have picked up.
And that was big number. Morris Hicks, big guy, 6'2", 258 for the Phantoms that stopped him right in his tracks.
Pickup of a yard by Alan Reed. 2nd down and 14 for the Warriors. Only score in the ball game, a Kermit Buggs 1-yard dive, capping a 65-yard drive. 12 plays. Kecoughtan controlled the ball 5 minutes and 28 seconds. Fake inside, ball tipped as it was intended for Joe Fluellen.
And there was a lot of Phoebus Phantoms around that ball and in the passing lane, and that's where that ball got tipped. I didn't see who tipped it.
Maybe we'll get a chance to pick that up on the replay here.
Timeout, White. Timeout. Timeout, Kecoughtan.
Okay, we have a timeout on the field.
Kecoughtan, timeout.
6:20 remaining here in the first half. Kecoughtan 7, Phoebus nothing. Make the fans aware of the fact that next week we'll be back here again
with Bethel and Phoebus.
Okay, right now we're going to go to a message from Peninsula Screen Print.
Since 1972, Peninsula Screen Print has been providing the Peninsula with custom imprinted caps, jackets, sweatwear, and athletic uniforms. Now, a full line of promotional items such as cups, mugs, visors, pens, and frisbees are available to help your business, club, school, or a special event get your message across. Also specializing in adult and youth team sports, Peninsula Screen Print has become the leader by offering such brand names as Bike, Sand Knit, Hanes, and Screen Stars Best at wholesale prices. In-house graphic artists and screen printing afford us the opportunity to provide custom logos and art to meet your design needs. From the art room to specialized screen making to the finished product, we have the facilities to meet your deadline. Located in the Old Fox Hill section of Hampton, see us this week for personalized service or phone 850-2244 for more information. Peninsula Screen Print, your one-stop walking advertisement shop.
On a 4th down and long, the punt is fielded by the Phoebus Phantoms, Bailey, and he gets it out to about the 31-yard line. It'll be 1st down for the Phantoms again, with a little more than 6 minutes to go here in the first half. What I started to say, Bob, was that we have the game here next week. As you said exactly, Bethel will be playing the same Phoebus team. And other games in the area next weekend, Hampton has the weekend off. Ferguson will be at Lafayette. Kecoughtan will entertain Denby here on the 21st. Ross keeps, and Kecoughtan keeps Ross. David, is that David Heath? Yeah, I believe it is Heath. 55, along with his counterpart Laddie Anderson, number 56, got a hold of Andre Ross, and Ross was thrown for a slight loss.
Just a slight loss. He got down to the line of scrimmage, basically, and then that was it. The Warriors are playing excellent defense. They've had a couple of breakdowns on that quarterback option where Ross has kept it, but both times that they had breakdowns, it was because there was a clipping. I don't know if that was the reason, but there was a clipping, and it brought it back.
This Kecoughtan team, as we see a timeout being called now on the field.
Timeout.
This Kecoughtan
Phoebus.
team will be
Timeout.
playing at Denby next Saturday night, the 21st. So we encourage you Kecoughtan Warrior fans to trek up the road to Todd Stadium and watch that game. Should be a good game between Kecoughtan and Denby.
It really should be. Denby's has got a good team this year, and of course, like I was telling you earlier, this Kecoughtan team, the coaches feel like just a matter of a couple of plays somewhere along the line, they could just as well have been 6-0 or 5-1 rather than what they are 3-3. So and 1-3 in the district, and that's what really hurts them. They've lost the district contest.
All right, we're going to go to a message now from the Van House.
I think the thing I like the most about it is that it's so plush inside. It looks very expensive. It's very convenient for me. Everything is just where I want it.
That van is my freedom. I can go do anything I want to do.
I'm Skip Wilkins. Mobility allows me to compete with life. Look to the Van House for customized mobility products that fit.
Imagine
Back to the live action. Pass completed. All the way out to midfield.
And he was wide open, and I believe that was
Tony Richards.
Tony Richards. Man, was he open. Somebody missed some coverage there.
He takes it up to just over the midfield.
That was a good timeout call by the Phantoms, because they called a great play. They got him first time they have been in Kecoughtan territory this half.
4:45 remains in the first half. Phoebus in Kecoughtan territory, as you said, Bob, just across the 50. Ross for DJ Ross. He's got it at the 42. Steps away from one tackler. Now gets good yardage down the sidelines. Finally, Laddie Anderson drags him down at the 20-yard line.
That was an excellent second effort. My golly.
Yeah, DJ Ross did a super job of picking up another 20 yards after he had caught the ball.
And boy, that excited this side of the stands, didn't it?
DJ went under the defender.
Got the Phantom fans excited. Here we see it again. There you see the fake, and then Ross throws to Ross. That's Andre Ross, and he just got away from that one tackler. That was Mike Williams that couldn't hold on, and then Laddie Anderson just bulldogged him down. This is the pitch to Maurice Turner. Turner inside the 15 down to the 11.
And you can see the confidence building on the Phantoms team. They're coming off the ball with a little more authority now.
Look at it. Look, Bob. It's very, very close. Bring him in.
They're going to look at it, see whether it's a first down or not. As you hear the Mitch McCooley's going to take a look at it, but it looks like to me, I don't have your eagle eye, Tim, but it looks a little bit short.
I think it's about an inch short.
An inch?
Yeah, I don't want to get the fine hairs here.
We got to look at it. Let's look. Give me room now. Give me room. All right, we're short. We're short this much.
All right,
hold the chain. We'll take it in. Let me take it in.
That's a big inch.
That's right.
All right, let's go.
And there's a good shot of Mitch McCooley.
That's Mick, I believe.
Mick McCooley.
Hold it, Bobby.
Mitch.
Thank you.
Whatever.
Go.
All right, you saw the measurement. You heard referee McCooley tell you that it's just about a half a foot short of the first down. And it's second down, so the Phantoms are in good shape there. We've got plenty of time. 3:54 remains in the first half. Giles and Turner in the backfield. Fake to Turner. Ross wants to throw. He's got Tony Richards. Touchdown!
What a nice play. And you might have thought that they were going to go for the first down on a dive, and he faked it, and nice pass to Richards. And Richards is healthy for the first time in 2 or 3 ball games.
Marching to their own 30-yard line, taking it to the end zone. Mostly through the pass.
Is Kecoughtan ready here? Kecoughtan, we ready for try now? Ready for the try for point?
So the sleeping Phantoms have been awakened here in the first half. They had done nothing for the first quarter. Now they go 5 plays, 70 yards, 2 minutes and 45 seconds with an 11-yard pass to Tony Richards.
And there's a flag again because it was not but 6 men on the line of scrimmage.
Hold everything.
Somebody is not in there.
6 on the line. 6 on the line. 6 on the line, blue.
You heard it. I believe that'll be a dead ball foul.
Well, it really will be. There'll be a 5-yard penalty.
They'll back them up 5,
all right.
And we'll see if they want to try it again.
Illegal procedure on the offense. Retry. Illegal procedure. Offense.
Left-footed Drew Powell out of Andre Ross's hole, puts it through the uprights.
A nice kick. That's a little pressure added to you when you made the first one and you have to do it again.
All right, we'll return to Darling Stadium, but right after this message from Hampton Chevrolet.
Listen to the heartbeat. There's really something to sing about here at Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Eagle. You pay what we pay the factory. Actual dealer invoice, plus up to $1,000 factory rebate to you on every Hampton Chevrolet and Hampton Geo new 1989 car and truck, and every new 1989 Hampton Jeep Cherokee. Yes, you can at Hampton Chevrolet Geo Jeep Eagle, 2 blocks east of I-64 on Mercury Boulevard.
3 minutes and 46 seconds remaining here in the first
You're on the 5-yard line. You got it? You ready?
And we are tied up.
You don't hear a whistle, you run with it.
We're tied up at 7. Nick's getting more airtime than I am tonight.
Well, now we know what he's talking to when he said, okay, you ready? We're going to wait till the whistle do that.
No,
I thought that was you.
It's nice because it really is nice to hear how the officials get involved in the ball game. Fielded at the 15-yard line. Oh, and is he hit as he gets to the 25? We'll return to Darling Stadium with the conclusion of our first half, but let's take a brief timeout. From the 26-yard line, this is Nick Bowen carrying out close to the 34. Pickup of about 8 yards. Yes, AG.
Jim, at halftime, we got a couple athletes, former athletes, Clayton Washington and Dr. James Griffin of the school board. But, you know, you're talking about Mitch McCullough. Before the game started, usually we have to run down and track down the referees to give them the mic. Mitch McCullough was looking for the mic.
Okay, very good.
We like his involvement in the game.
Well, you know, we've used Pat Patrick in basketball, getting an official's viewpoint. It's nice that Mitch is interested enough to let us know that, you know, he'll help us all he can. We really appreciate that.
Pick up about 3 on the play. As I started to say earlier, and I don't want to believe
First down, Kecoughtan.
But what Mick was telling us is, you know, there was a nice article in the Daily Press this week, too, about the officiating and what these fellas go through. And what he was saying was his main concern in this game, and as all of the officials are, is the safety and well-being of the players, which I think is a really nice
and an enjoyment of it, and not try to control it. Let the game flow.
2:22 left here in the first half. First down for Kecoughtan. An errant pitch for Nick Bowen. He wisely falls on the ball. Then we have a late flag. So Bowen had fallen on the ball, and I think we're going to see it piling on.
Got dead ball, late hit, defense.
Well, that's a big call because that would have really put Kecoughtan back in a real third and long situation or second and long situation. The penalty will be marked off from that spot, so that'll make it, and it's a dead ball foul, I would imagine. Ooh, that's a long one.
Yeah, that hurts. Helps Kecoughtan.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense, second down.
So instead of second and 20, you got second and 5. Big call.
Yep. Second down and 5, 2:05 left at the 43-yard line. Bugs with some time. He bounces one intended over there for Mike Williams.
Well, he was getting a lot of pressure up the middle, and he let that ball go. He hung on to it a little longer than what he wanted to, and that's why it hit the ground. It bounced a good 5 yards in front of the receiver.
That's the second worst call. He made both of them.
You get a chance to see it again. He stepped up. He really didn't have a lot of pressure at that point.
But he could see it coming, and he really threw rather hard and probably couldn't follow through like he wanted to.
Fake the delay, and then he is sacked.
What a nice play.
That was Vince Kirkendall who came up with the big defensive effort.
And I tell you, I thought that Kermit Buggs did a good job of hiding the ball, but he didn't fool Vince at all.
There you saw the replay, and Kirkendall really knocked him down. Far and deep punt formation. He gets a good kick away. Thomas Bailey fields it at his 35. Trying to set up some blocking. Good move by Bailey. He's still on the sidelines, inbounds across the 45 down to the 43.
And he got some nice blocks, but a lot of people thought he was going to break back to the center of the field, and he took it right down the sideline.
I'd be kind of curious to see this Bailey carry the ball from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I am too. But he got the ball back where the ball was, almost at the line of scrimmage.
Yes, he did. It was an excellent return by
And here we can see, and he just takes that ball and he says, I'm going to put my head down and get those extra couple yards, and did a good job.
So the Phantoms, who have come back to tie this ball game, have a little less than a minute remaining. Ross on the fake, throws long for DJ Ross, and it's almost picked off by Fluellen. And Fluellen had a better shot at it than Ross did.
He really did. What Andre did was throw the ball up, was hoping DJ would run underneath it, but he was just put too much air underneath it, and Fluellen did have a much better shot at that ball than DJ Ross did.
2 completions in 7 attempts for Buggs. He's got 26 yards all total.
As you can see on the replay that Fluellen had the better shot at that the interception.
On the delay, Maurice Turner is dragged to the ground by Laddie Anderson again. At about the 38-yard line.
And he was about a half a step from breaking that. Laddie did a good job of getting him, because had not Laddie got that tackle, he would have picked up a first down with no problem.
Phoebus
is going to call a timeout to stop the clock with 35 seconds remaining.
No more timeouts, Phoebus. That's the last timeout.
And we appreciate.
And that's nice to know, because I wasn't keeping track of the timeout. So Mick is doing a good job. Why am I calling Mitch tonight?
I don't know, but let's right now call in Anna's Pizza in the Buckrow Shopping Center.
Oh, calzone time.
7-all.
Anna's Pizza, located at 1976 East Pembroke Avenue in Hampton, has a tantalizing menu featuring some of the best Italian food in the city. They're known primarily for their pizza, which is made from scratch each day with all your favorite toppings. They have a professional and courteous staff, willing and ready to serve you day or night. They even have a free delivery service for those who call in. Anna's is also recognized for its daily specials, including fresh lasagna and their hot and tasty spaghetti served with meatballs. And if you're a really big eater, you'll love their submarine sandwiches, which are considered by many to be the best around. Anna's is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday, also on Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. and on Sunday from noon until 11 p.m. Remember, when you think of good food, think of Anna's Pizza. They're located in the Buckrow Shopping Center of Hampton.
45 seconds to go here in the first half. 7-all, Phoebus and Kecoughtan. Phoebus with the football. Ross pitches back. This is Turner, and he is knocked out of bounds, takes one of the zebras with him.
I saw one of the officials, number 59, he just rode right out with the wave. But that is going to be short of the first down from this standpoint. He's got to get across, looks like he's got to get across the 33-yard line before he can pick up a first down. So he's about 3 yards short.
The only thing he did accomplish was obviously getting out of bounds to stop the clock, because they are out of timeouts, as you heard before we went to that message from Anna's Pizza. By the way,
but a first down stops the clock too,
right.
Tim. Go ahead.
And a calzone keeps me from getting all over your case.
I will get you a calzone next week. I told Bob Killen, remind those people to bring a calzone for this guy next week.
Ooh, a good defensive effort as Turner, and he comes up hobbling. Oh, that could be serious problems for the Phantoms. And it is a turnover on downs as Maurice Turner comes up gingerly on that right ankle. And there you see him. That could be real problems for the Phantoms.
We got AG down there, so AG will find out from what's going on. But you can see here on the replay, he really is hit by a nice tackle by number 1 for the Warriors, and that's Williams, isn't it?
Yep, Mike Williams. So Turner comes over to the sidelines. He is still moving around, but he is noticeably limping. And that's 2 very key players that have gone out as a result of sprained ankles here in the first half. Bontemps came out earlier, and I have not noticed that he is back in the ball game. And now Maurice Turner goes over there, and they're also apparently applying some ice to DJ Ross's knee on the sideline. So if this is, or is that, I can't make it out from here. Maybe he's just taking a breather.
Phoebus, no timeouts left. Coach, no timeouts left over here. One on Kecoughtan. We're ready here?
Yeah, they do too. They've got ice on DJ Turner or DJ Ross's knee, so got some real problems mounting up here for the Phantoms and Bill D. This is a lateral, and it's exactly what they were trying to do. They were trying to lateral the ball and then throw it downfield, but the flea flicker didn't materialize as the ball was underthrown to Nick Bowen.
Oh, it really was, but that was a smart play. You only have a few seconds, got 19 seconds now to go. You've got to get something big. Hopefully you get down maybe within field goal kicking range. They have a good kicker.
Did you get a chance to
no, and I need to talk about our shirts when we get a chance here. We see here on the replay, and you can see it was no doubt about it was a lateral, but he really didn't get a whole lot of pressure.
All right, back to the live action here. You might have noticed too, the official on that side pointed back to indicate that it was a lateral rather than a forward pass. So the officials, again, work together as a team on these plays. Bugs is decked as he gets the ball away. It comes up again on a one-hopper.
Now, while we have a chance here, let me talk a little bit about the shirts that were donated to us by Turner Sports Place in Willow Oak Shopping Center. Turner specializes in team sports as well as custom screen printing items. They stock various professional sports clothing such as the Redskins and Oriole items. Turner's also has state-of-the-art screen printing operation which can serve your every need, from team sports to the very intricate multicolored designs. So remember, Turner Sports Place is your one-stop sports stop. I knew I'd mess that up. Ask for Dave Chubb or Bruce Hatch. Appreciate the shirts, gentlemen.
3rd down and 10. And again, Kecoughtan does a good job defending on the play. Not much happening there as it'll be 4th and long.
And that should be the end of the first half.
Kevin Johnson carried on that last play of
end of the half.
So we've played 24 minutes and we're deadlocked at 7. Kecoughtan scored first. Phoebus came back. And AG, I understand you've got a head coach, or not head coach, but assistant coach Mike Talent.
Right, we got Mike Talent. Mike, what adjustments do you anticipate for the second half?
I don't think we're going to make too many adjustments. The biggest problem we're having is our own kids. They keep going down with them. Like Maurice's ankle is injured now. Bontemps injured his ankle. I mean, we can't keep these guys healthy. And it's not a question of us having to make a lot of adjustments. Every time we get key personnel back in their positions, they get hurt, and then we have to put new personnel to replace them, and then we have to start making adjustments on the field. And that's the biggest problem. Our offensive line isn't coming off the ball. They've got us schemed real well, and they've got our tendencies down pretty well. But we're going to make a few adjustments to hopefully offset what they've done. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's a good ball game.
All right, good luck to you, Mike. Mike Town. Tim?
All right, AG, thank you. And what he talked about was what we've been talking about, is these injuries continue to mount up.
Yeah, it really does. And like Mike said, if you have your people at your skilled positions, they injured, you have to put somebody in that hasn't played a whole lot, then they have to then make some adjustments with the new personnel on the field. But he was right. Kecoughtan has done a good job of scheming their tendencies because they've shut down the run pretty well. But I was real impressed with Andre Ross's passing ability.
He has Dr. Griffith.
We're at halftime. halftime here. And AG, I understand you also have someone else you want to talk with.
Right, we got Dr. James Griffin, school board member, and also All-American type athlete. You'd like to be out there tonight, wouldn't you, Dr. Griffin?
Yeah, you always get the feeling when you come out and see the good facility and you see the young kids. If you could get your hand on the ball, you might even be dumb enough to try to run it.
All right, your comments and thoughts on the first half.
It's a good ball game. It's a very good ball game. It's even, Steven. You've got two teams that are looking for a victory to help out their record for the year, and we thought they were even before we came in, and I just happened to be out here rooting for both of them. But at the same time, you know, you look at Phoebus, who everybody thought didn't have a passing attack, and Phoebus is going to cause some problems because they've shown tonight that they can throw the short and intermediate pass, which makes a whole lot of difference. And I think that as we move to the end of the year, Phoebus is going to make people look up to them a little more. They're short on numbers. Of course, Kecoughtan has that good quarterback that can do a whole lot of things, and they're always dangerous. And he can throw the short and the long pass. So we've got a game that's even Steven as far as I'm concerned. But you know as well as I do that with these youngsters, usually the ball game is won or lost when the teams are even on a mistake. So whichever coach can do the better job and reduce the number of errors will probably win this one, but it's a close one.
On the school board, of course, the academics is important, but the athletics is also important. Your comments on that?
The athletics is so very important because, you see, so many times those concomitant learnings, those associated learnings that children pick up in athletics that will last them the rest of their lives. I have coached, as you so well know, for years, and the biggest thing that I enjoy now as an old has-been is to look at my kids who are now 60 years old, and they come back and they talk about the classwork and they talk about their jobs and their responsibilities, but many of them also talk about what they learned from athletics that made them a success now in life. So it's so very important for these youngsters to get that other aspect of education from the athletics, and we're glad to have it.
All right, Dr. Griffin, appreciate you coming down, and good luck to you on the school board.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. James Griffin. Tim?
All right, AG, thank you, and thank you, Dr. Griffin. And I believe right now at our halftime ceremonies, we're going to take a brief pause and a message from the Van House.
I think the thing I like the most about it is that it's so plush inside. It looks very expensive. It's very convenient for me. Everything is just where I want it.
That van is my freedom. I can go do anything I want to do.
I'm Skip Wilkins. Mobility allows me to compete with life. Look to the Van House for customized mobility products that fit.
Imagine the perfect vehicle just for you. Then create it at the Van House. Let our design specialists put your ideas in motion with a van, pickup, or handicapped conversion exactly as you want it. Personalized service, handmade quality, and value that you've dreamed about. The Van House, a universe of possibilities with down-to-earth prices.
You know, my mama and papa took us touring all over the U.S. of A. in this fine Ford sedan. We saw the Atlantic Ocean and the Grand Canyon and watched Niagara fall right through them windows right there. Yes, sir. Ford built some dependable automobile back then. Well, let me tell you, they still build them like that. And you can see them all at Thompson Ford in Hampton. They're mighty nice people out there. You know, my grandmama was one of the first women to register to vote in this county. And one of the first to have an automobile driver license, too. And her old Ford still runs sweet as she ever did. And when she needs a little maintainment, I take her to the best Ford service department in the U.S. of A. That's Thompson Ford. They speak Ford out there.
Anna's Pizza, located at 1976 East Pembroke Avenue in Hampton, has a tantalizing menu featuring some of the best Italian food in the city. They're known primarily for their pizza, which is made from scratch each day with all your favorite toppings. They have a professional and courteous staff, willing and ready to serve you day or night. They even have a free delivery service for those who call in. Anna's is also recognized for its daily specials, including fresh lasagna and their hot and tasty spaghetti served with meatballs. And if you're a really big eater, you'll love their submarine sandwiches, which are considered by many to be the best around. Anna's is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday, also on Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. and on Sunday from noon until 11 p.m. Remember, when you think of good food, think of Anna's Pizza. They're located in the Buckrow Shopping Center of Hampton.
Since 1972, Peninsula Screen Print has been providing the Peninsula with custom imprinted caps, jackets, sweatwear, and athletic uniforms. Now, a full line of promotional items such as cups, mugs, visors, pens, and frisbees are available to help your business, club, school, or special event get your message across. Also specializing in adult and youth team sports, Peninsula Screen Print has become the leader by offering such brand names as Bike, Sandknit, Hanes, and Screen Stars Best at wholesale prices. In-house graphic artists and screen printing afford us the opportunity to provide custom logos and art to meet your design needs. From the art room to specialized screen making to the finished product, we have the facilities to meet your deadline. Located in the Old Fox Hill section of Hampton, see us this week for personalized service or phone 850-2244 for more information. Peninsula Screen Print, your one-stop walking advertisement shop.
We got the King and Queen, Vicky Italiano and Andre Morgan. Vicky, a big week for you, big night for you tonight.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it.
What were your thoughts when they announced your name?
I was excited, of course.
Okay, Andre, big week for you also. Congratulations. What all took place this week?
We had a spirit week all week, and we also had a big pep rally today in the bonfire. It was really nice and really got everybody up for the homecoming game.
All right, Vicky, this has to be one of the highlights of your high school career so far.
Yeah.
What about this football game? Is big night for you? Is it going to be a big night for the Phantoms?
Yeah, I hope so. We better win.
Okay. Congratulations again to both of you. Y'all make a good king and queen. Great king and queen. Good luck to you. Andrew, good luck. Thank you.
Hey, G, you going to meet Mr. Washington?
Yes. Hold on, sir.
Listen to the heartbeat. There's really something to sing about here at Hampton Chevrolet GOG Eagle. You pay what we pay the factory. actual dealer invoice, plus up to $1,000 factory rebate to you on every Hampton Chevrolet and Hampton GO new 1989 car and truck, and every new 1989 Hampton Jeep Cherokee. Yes, you can at Hampton Chevrolet GO Jeep Eagle, 2 blocks east of I-64 on Mercury Boulevard.
Okay. All right, we got Brian Beckno, SCA president at Phoebus, and Clayton Washington, principal. Brian, a big week. Tell us some of the activities that took place this week.
Well, the week began with the students participating in dress-up days. We had Monday was California Beach Day, Tuesday was dress-up day, Wednesday was Twin Day, which we had a lot of students. All the students participated. It was really quite a good turnout. Thursday we had
pep rally?
Yes, we did have a mini pep rally for all the students. That went over very well. Today we had a large hour pep rally during 6th period. We had several student activities during the pep rally. On Thursday evening we had our parade. We had a first time in about 5 years we had a bonfire, which was very successful. And after the bonfire, we had a dance which lasted from about 8 till 10:30, and all the students really enjoyed it.
All right, thank you. Clayton, I don't know if you can hear all this, but this young man's doing a good job this year, I understand.
Outstanding job. He's the type of leader we need. The student body rallies behind him, and we're just so proud we have him in this position.
Big night for the King and Queen tonight.
Yeah, I think it's a very special moment for them and the student body because they voted on them, and I think it's a very good turnout way to end the week. Hopefully our football team will just put the cherry on the cake.
Okay, that was what my next question. Any predictions?
Oh, we're going to take this one, AJ. It's just a matter of time.
Definitely.
All right, you guys keep up the good work. Thank you.
I think the thing I like the most about it is that it's so plush inside. It looks very expensive. It's very convenient for me. Everything is just where I want it.
That van is my freedom. I can go do anything I want to do.
I'm Skip Wilkins. Mobility allows me to compete with life. Look to the Van House for customized mobility products that fit.
Imagine the perfect vehicle just for you. Then create it at the Van House. Let our design specialists put your ideas in motion with a van, pickup, or handicapped conversion exactly as you want it. Personalized service, handmade quality, and value that you've dreamed about. The Van House, a universe of possibilities with down-to-earth prices.
Tim Cole with Bob Hintz and A.G. Womble back at Darling Stadium. The halftime ceremonies have concluded, and the crowning of the homecoming queen and king have been taken care of. A.G. had, again, that tough task of interviewing that lovely lady.
Oh, really?
We got some other tasks to take care of here at halftime. We got statistics for you. Compliments of Jerry Z, the Zumplis, our main man here in the booth. And Phoebus had 5 first downs in the first half, 26 yards rushing, 72 yards passing on 5 out of 6 for Andre Ross. Total of 98 yards total offense. The Phantoms did not fumble the ball, and they were penalized 4 times for 50 yards, and they had the ball 10 minutes and 18 seconds of the 24 first half minutes. Kecoughtan had 7 first downs. They had 60 yards rushing, 26 yards passing on 2 out of 8, no interceptions. They had 86 yards, so the total offense very close, only 12-yard difference for these two teams. Kecoughtan fumbled the ball twice. They did not lose any fumbles. They were penalized 1 time for 5 yards, and they had the ball for 13 minutes and 42 seconds in the first half.
Tim, there's one thing that really sticks out on those statistics. Of the 2 quarterbacks that you thought would be throwing the ball tonight, Kermit Buggs was the one that we thought would be throwing the ball more. He has thrown the ball, but is only 2 of 8. On the other hand, Andre Ross is not noted as a great passer. He can pass the ball, and he's 5 of 6.
And
so that's a big difference.
And those came in the second quarter.
Yes.
Because they hadn't done anything in the first quarter. And individually coming in after halftime here, Turner leads the Phantoms with 21 yards on 8 carries. That's Maurice Turner. But a very important fact is the fact that he limped off the field near the end of the first half.
Yeah, he had twisted his ankle on a nice tackle.
And DJ Ross was having ice applied to his knee, and Arma Bontemps was also suffering from a sprained ankle. So as you heard Mike Talon mention to AG at the conclusion of the first half there, they're running out of key players.
Yeah, and those are people who are at your skill positions.
Giles had just 5 yards on 3 carries after a big week last week against Hampton. As we heard mentioned earlier, 5 out of 6 for Ross. And the individual stats for Kecoughtan show Johnson, the leading rusher, with 25 yards. Buggs has 19 yards on 8 carries, 5 yards on 4 carries for Nick Bowen, and Alan Reed had carried twice, and he had a total of 16 yards, and 1 pass catch each for May and Lawrence in the first half for Kecoughtan. AG, I know this is something that's tough for you to do, but I understand you once again have the tough chore of talking with cheerleaders.
Tim, what we have is about 15 girls that, in my opinion, all qualify for homecoming queen. Who do we have here?
Aranda Thomason, Tawana Ruffin, Melinda Lewis, Robin Turner, Lisa Witz, Kim Blunt, Dee Dee Drew.
Okay, who's going to win this football game?
Phoebus!
All right.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, AG. And you're probably going to have to go across the field now and do the same with the Kecoughtan cheerleaders. So,
I know he hates to even think about doing that.
Tough job, but someone has to do it. Well, Bob, you know, we heard Mike Talon mention at the conclusion of the half that we're not so sure of what kind of adjustments they need to make.
Well, the adjustments that he will make probably be more because of the personnel that's been in there as opposed to the ones that have started the game, maybe because of some of the injuries.
Okay.
Yeah.
we're just a minute away from the start of the second half right now. Let's take a timeout and a message from Thompson Ford.
You know, when my grandpapa bought this horseless carriage T-model Ford, everybody looked at him like he's crazy, especially his carriage horse Napoleon. And he figured, hey, got to be a lot cheaper than gasoline. Well, the rest is history. And to this day, nobody works harder than Lewis Parsons to be sure that every Thompson Ford customer stays a Thompson Ford customer. And that sounds like good horse sense to me. You know, as far back as I can remember, there's always been a Ford truck in our family. My grandpapa, he drove this very one to market every working day. There's nothing like a Ford truck, and you sure can't wear one out. And there's no easier place to buy one than Thompson Ford in Hampton. They're nice people out there. And they speak Ford, too.
Darling Stadium, halftime has concluded. The officials have returned to the field, as have both of the football teams. We remind you again that coming up this weekend, there's some games that we'd encourage you to come out and see. Come out and see these in person. I'll tell you, the weather has been gorgeous out here. You know, the brand new stadium at Darling Stadium, it's a real enjoyment for the whole family. It's a place you take the whole kids, family, everybody.
And this is family entertainment. This is great. It's good sports. You see, we have some tremendous athletes in the peninsula, and the Hampton school system in particular always has great athletes and a good coaching staff for both teams.
Let me make reference to the fact that this weekend, Saturday night, Kecoughtan will travel. Well, let me make sure I get this right.
Yeah, they travel their way
to Denby. Okay, they're going to play Denby up at Todd Stadium Saturday night. So if you want to go up and see a good game, Denby and Kecoughtan would be a great game. Then also happening is the Friday night game here at Darling Stadium. A game we'll be here to do. That'll pit this Phoebus team against Kozlowski's Bethel Bruins. That'll be a good ball game.
Well, and they're going maybe suffering from a little jet lag. I don't know, because they're going to include a Pulaski County this week. So that's not an easy place to play, whether you got a good team or not. You're in somebody's real bad territory in Pulaski County.
Menchville and Warwick play Friday night, and Saturday night Lafayette and Ferguson play. So plan to go out and watch a high school football game this coming weekend. I promise you'll enjoy it. We're tied at 7 here as we get set to start the second half. Kecoughtan will be kicking off to the Phantoms.
Kick it off for the Warriors.
And we are underway. Fumbled by Turner. He picks it up, and then he's taken down immediately. A very dangerous situation. And he's not getting up right away. Let's hope he's just shaken up momentarily, because again, Turner came out of the ball game at the conclusion of the first half limping.
Well, he's staying in, but he took his eye off that ball when it came down, and it went right through his arms. And you see all the blocking going up there, but where's the ball carrier? And he was back there trying to find the ball, and you're right, it was very dangerous because that was a free ball.
So the banged up Phantoms. This is Turner as he's tripped up as he crosses the 20-yard line. Maurice Turner for Phoebus. As I mentioned, he had 22 yards in the first half, averaging about 2.5 yards per carry. Well below his average, I might add. He averages almost 80 yards a ball game. 21-yard line is where they mark the ball. Pickup of about 2. Second down and 8 for the Phantoms. Homecoming for the Phoebus Phantoms as they try and rebound from that loss last week at the hands of the Hampton Crabbers. This is Ross. He still has the football. He's out close to the 30. And it appears he will have a first down, depending on where they mark the football.
Well, if he crossed the 30, he got the first down, and I can't tell, but yeah, that's where they marked it.
So they mark it just across the 30. I'll get a chance to see this replay. Good fake that time, as a lot of the Kecoughtan Warriors didn't realize that Ross still had the football.
And number 66 for the Warriors was sitting out there waiting for the pitch. That's Jimmy Bembry, and he was saying, pitch the ball to Maurice Turner, because I'm going to get him.
Tony Richards on the receiving end of Ross's pass for another first down at the 45-yard line.
Nobody is touching that tight end when he comes off the line of scrimmage. Now he's coming up limping. And he has a bad ankle. He had a bad ankle for the last 2 or 3 ball games, and this is the first game that he's been fairly healthy, but we do have somebody down on the field, Tim. I don't have the binoculars to see who it is.
Well, I'm afraid to tell you that it looks like it is Andre Ross, but that's premature on my part. I don't see Ross anywhere else.
And that was a replay of that last that catch, but we do have an official's timeout right now, and he will have to come off for at least one play.
Mike Talon there is administering some aid to him. As we said before, without beating this to death, Phoebus right now is slowly really getting hurt in the injury department. All right, we're going to take a brief pause while we have an injured player on the field. We'll return to Darling Stadium, but first this message from Hampton Chevrolet.
Listen to the heartbeat. There's really something to sing about here at Hampton Chevrolet GOG Eagle. You pay what we pay the factory. Actual dealer invoice, plus up to $1,000 factory rebate to you on every Hampton Chevrolet and Hampton GO new 1989 car and truck, and every new 1989 Hampton Jeep Cherokee. Yes, you can at Hampton Chevrolet GOG Eagle, 2 blocks east of I-64 on Mercury Boulevard.
Well, there you see referee Makula and Bill D and others looking over Andre Ross, and he is being helped up. And if he cannot continue, this would really present a problem for the Phantoms. of great magnitude.
Yeah, and I don't know who their backup quarterback is or how much experience he's had.
Thomas Bailey has trotted out on the field. He's the young man that we mentioned earlier. We'd like to see him run from the line of scrimmage in the backfield.
And he may get a chance.
Yeah, I was saying, we weren't trying to prophesize the fact that he may have to come in later on in the ball game, but Ross, as you mentioned, unless Phoebus elects to take a timeout, we'll have to have him come out, and he may come out for a lot more than one play. He is still not up on his feet.
I tell you, you've got to be concerned if you're Phoebus, because this is about the 4th or 5th player that has received an injury in this ball game, and it's all been because of good hitting, not because of anything out of the ordinary.
Well, Ross is shaky to say the least, and he is. Yes, AJ.
While we got a second, just talk with the Kecoughtan coaching staff, and their main concern this second half is maybe to stop the option and the.
You got 11. You got 11 in here. Give him time to get off.
It looks
have a
like,
first down.
It looks like to me that it's his right hand, and if that's the case, Tim, that's his throwing hand. And if he's injured, that's really going to hurt because you've got the hand off and everything. So new quarterback.
Thomas Bailey, number 6, who has shown us his agility on kick returns. Now we'll get the opportunity to see how he does, and he pitches out to Maurice Turner. Turner with some yardage across the 50 down to the 46-yard line. So, you know, Bailey, of course, practices. He probably practices against the first-team defense all week long.
Well, and not only that, he probably runs with a second-string offense. So your timing and all is going to be a little bit off, but I'm sure the coaches try to get him to run with the first-string offense some of the time.
Pickup for Turner of 9 yards. And it's 2nd down and 1 for the Phantoms. Tied at 7. This is Bailey. They've got the first down, depending where they mark the football, but it would appear to be a first down. Kevin Giles got the call for the Phantoms.
And he's been kind of quiet.
Let's look.
Bakula's look. Tell him, Tim. Tell him what it is.
Don't bother Mick. It's a first down.
We're going to look at it.
Oh, come on,
Close.
Mick.
He can't hear you. You talk loud
give me room.
We can hear him, but he can't hear us.
Well,
hey, stretch him out. You got what you got, Bob. We got a first down. First down, Phoebus.
See, if you just listened to me, Mick could have saved all that time.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good 2 football lengths. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Not
if he knows your reputation about being an eagle eye, he would have just looked up here. You would have signaled. He'd have said, okay, Tim says first down.
Having a little fun here with the officiating, and it's not always that you can laugh with them. But it is a first down for the Phantoms. Bailey, who's in the ball game, hands off. This is Turner again. And Turner bobs and weaves his way all the way down to the 24-yard line.
Well, for a young man that had hurt his ankle earlier, he didn't show any ill effects on that run.
Gain of about 20 yards for Turner, so he basically doubles his first half production.
Watch this replay.
32 yards coming into this play, and the 20 more gives him 52. Now watch this. Looks like he stopped right here. He's almost tripped up. Looks like Williams has a good shot at him, misses him. Llewellyn misses him. May misses him, and finally he's taken down. Not much happening on the next play, maybe a yard or 2. And that was again Maurice Turner getting the call.
Well, they've got Andre Ross on the bench with his shoulder pads off, and Jerry Gentry, one of the coaches, is looking at him. I don't know what the problem is, but if AG gets over on this side of the field, maybe he can pick up what the problem with Andre is.
Pickup of about almost 3, 2nd down and a long 7. Pitch to Turner. Turner has no place to go. As coming up quickly for the Kecoughtan Warriors was Chris May, number 14, to put a good job on stopping Maurice Turner.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to step on you, but they did an excellent job of stringing that play out, and that's what you do is make them run laterally and not north and south. And did a good job that time.
Loss of a yard on the play.
And you can see there are 4 Kecoughtan Warriors around, and May does a good job. Just comes right in and turns Turner right into another defender.
Sean Stacy was that defender. So May and Stacy on the play. 7:53 left here in the 3rd quarter. This is Bailey. Gets away from one tackler and is not going to be able to get away from Mike Williams as he's thrown for a short gain, if that.
Well, he kind of ran into his own ball player that time, and he was telling him Chris Black was blocking for him, and Chris turned around to see where he was, and they were face to face. So this brings up a possible field goal situation, and that's exactly what we have going on here. But now, if I'm not mistaken, is not Andre Ross the holder?
Yes, he is.
For the extra points, so they're using a different man to hold this time, who's number 1 for the Phantoms, and that's Chad Hopkins is the one that's doing the holding.
Now, Drew Powell does have 2 field goals on the season. He gets this one up. It looks like it's going to be just a little short. It was true to the mark, but it went right beneath the crossbar.
Well, then that very well could have been in the holder. If you're not kicking with your normal holder, as you know, timing and everything's off a little bit on it.
1st and 10 on the 20-yard line.
Virtually no wind out here.
1st and 10, Kecoughtan.
You may recall that Powell kicked a 34-yard field goal against Hampton last week for Phoebus's only score in that ball game. But Powell this time is unable to unknot this score of 7-all. And 7s are wild as there are 7 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Oh, that was the lottery pick, 777 the other day, wasn't it?
And Kermit Buggs, number 7, takes the snap. I think I'm going to go play that number on the way home. Nick Bowen, number 20, got the call that time, out to the 34. A pickup of almost 9 yards. Excuse me, not the 34, but the 29, rather.
No, you just give him about 5 more yards.
Yeah, I was going to give him some extra yards. He's still got 9 yards. I just had the ball marked wrong. 2nd down and about, well, let's call it 1.
Officials time.
And
equipment.
We have an equipment timeout.
Repair.
Thank you, Nick. 6:32 remaining. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and A.G. Womble coming to you from beautiful Darling Stadium, the new Darling Stadium in downtown Hampton. Left side carry for the 1st down.
And that's just a straight dive right off that left side where the Warriors got some good blocking with Heath and that group.
Nick Bowen carried the ball for the Warriors and got the 1st down.
Well, I'm looking down here at the bench, and it looks like Jerry Gentry has put an ice pack on the shoulder of Andre Ross. So maybe, and I see AG's down there, so maybe AG will give us some update on that.
Tim, Bob.
Kermit Buggs thrown for loss. Yes, AG.
Tim, took me a while to get over here. I was on the other side, but it could be a dislocated shoulder, according to Jerry Gentry.
All right, that's bad news, and we're very sorry to hear that. We certainly don't want to show any favoritism, but we hate to see anyone get hurt. And, of course, that will severely hamper the efforts of Phoebus. As good as Bailey has taken the team down here after Ross's injury, he is not the #1 quarterback, and that's got to create some problems for the Phantoms, as they are already suffering from several injuries to key players. 2nd down and about 11. Flag is down as Buggs carries again out to about the 33.
You're moving before the snap.
And if the flag is thrown, and I think I heard McCullough, that is movement before the snap of the ball, and that's exactly what's happening. But the flag coming from him, he's keeping his eyes on that offense to see if there's any movement prior to the snap of the ball.
There you see them discussing the call with the Phantoms. That was number 66, Chris Black. And they will take the penalty.
Motion on the offense, repeat the down. Motion on the offense, 2nd down.
So it remains 2nd down, and now it's 2nd down and 16 for the Kecoughtan Warriors. All the way to the near side, almost out of the picture, is Theron George, the only wide out. Pitch goes to Kevin Johnson. Johnson almost turned that one up for a big gainer.
He stopped, looked like just short of the 35, but it was about almost 10 yards on that carry.
What I was getting excited about is there was really only one blue-clad Phoebus player between him and the goal line. Once he broke through that area there, he could have gone all the way. As it is, it's a gainer out to the 35-yard line. We get a chance to see this again as you look at some of the fans on the far side, the Kecoughtan side of the field. You see Johnson.
You're right. That's the last man that could have hit him. That was number 7 for the Phantoms. And that looks like Kevin Beckner.
This is Johnson again. Johnson struggles out close to the 40. Looks like they'll mark it around the 39. 5 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. We're tied up at 7.
And this is a kicking situation. You don't want to take a chance with the ball at your end of the field. You want to kick it down there, and hopefully your defense can stop the Phantoms. And they, like you said, they have a second string quarterback running their offense now.
High snap to Dustin Farr. He kicks it away from Bailey, but Bailey picks it up at about the 33-yard line and then is immediately dropped by Kevin Johnson.
And he took the shoe right off of him. I don't know if you saw that or not. And then he threw the shoe. He said, here, chase that thing.
So Bailey, who returned the kick, will stay in and play the quarterback position, as we undoubtedly, in fact, there's no question we've seen the last of Andre Ross as he is being helped off the field on a stretcher.
Equipment time, our time.
So we're very sorry to see that Andre Ross has suffered that injury, and we certainly wish him a speedy recovery. Exciting ball player. He was having a good ball game as he had completed 5 out of 6 in the first half.
And there's a shot of Andre going, and there you see, took the shoe right out of his hand, right off his foot, and then he throws the shoe.
36-yard line is where Phoebus will start. Bailey started to pass the ball, then scampered back and lost a yard. But Bailey wanted to throw, but chose not to, and ended up taking a 1-yard loss as he had out on a pattern. He had Calvin Chapman, number 2, downfield.
Well, that was his primary receiver for sure. And there you can see the crew taking Andre Ross off on the stretcher, and our best wishes go with him.
A loss of 1 on the play for the Phantoms. 2nd down and 11. Bailey on the delay to Maurice Turner. Turner can't get away from the multiple attack on defense by Kecoughtan. They have swarmed over that Phoebus line tonight. Over there was David Robinson, number 77 for tonight's ball game, and also number 56, Laddie Anderson, in on the stop. Another slight loss on the play brings up a 3rd down and about 11. Little or no gain, I guess you could call that.
And the timing's got to be a little off too when you have a delay and you draw plays like that.
Bailey rolling, looking, throws, it's intercepted. David Heath. Heath driven out of bounds around the 11-yard line.
And he was right where he should have been. He was right in that passing lane. There was a man open, but it had to go over the top of Heath, and he tried to go through him, and he can't do that.
And if it wasn't bad enough for the Phantoms, Calvin Chapman comes up limping. There you see the replay. There you saw Heath just stepped right in front of the intended receiver and did a good job of running that back. Picked up some good blocks. Matt Patterson, number 80, gave him a good block. Here you also saw the Phoebus player, Chapman, trying to bat the ball out of his arms, but Heath had a hold of that thing like it was made out of gold. Kermit Buggs struggles across the 10 down to about the 7. So Kecoughtan, who opened the scoring with Buggs scoring from 1 yard out, would like to obviously score here and take the lead back. Clock is moving with 2:24 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We've had no scoring in the 2nd half. In the backfield now for Kecoughtan. Johnson. This is Buggs. Buggs gets nothing.
Well, they were ready for that. He has run that play quite a few times, but the Phantoms were ready for him that time.
I'm not sure. There's a number 44 in the lineup for Kecoughtan, but I don't have a name to go along with that number. So maybe we'll be able to find that out as we go along. We did not get that change.
I don't have it either.
Let's hope he doesn't get the ball. So on radio you can fake it, but on TV you're out of luck. 3rd down. They can get a 1st down and not score, but they'll score as Dick Bowen goes in for the touchdown.
And that's what's nice. If you can make a turnover and put it in for a score, you take advantage of the other team's mistakes.
Right through for the touchdown.
So Kecoughtan regains the lead on the 7-yard run by Nick Bowen.
13-7 over the Phantoms, celebrating their homecoming tonight.
That is Bowen's 3rd touchdown of the season. Extra point try is no good. Wide to the right. So that kind of opens the door here for a little excitement later on.
Stay down, stay down. Where does it hurt? Tell me where it hurts. Stay right where you at. Don't move anything. Don't move anything.
We got another hurt player on the field. Looks like number 66, Chris Black. He dove to try to block that kick and may have hurt himself when he came down. Mike Talon's out. Mike Talon is spending more time out in the field tonight than I know he wants to spend out there.
Get a chance to watch the replay of the touchdown. And what we saw was the last part of that because Bowen had already blown right through the Phoebus line.
He really did. He just found a nice quick seam and popped right through it.
So we have an injured player on the field, and he's not moving much at this point. Let's hope for his sake and Phoebus as well that it's not serious, but they're looking at his right leg. Mike Talon over there. See if Chris Black is going to be okay. He's trying to help to his feet. He's got looks like a pretty heavily taped right leg as it is.
Well, it looks like he's got a brace on it, and it may have twisted it or something, but he's walking pretty good off on it, so it's not a serious injury.
Well, let's hope it's not anyway. These guys play with pain. So the Warriors now looking to spoil homecoming for the Phantoms have gone on top by 6. That extra point miss could become a factor later on. 1:24 left here in the 3rd quarter. Phoebus has already lost their starting quarterback, and several other key players have been hobbled during the first 3 quarters. This is taken at the 14-yard line. Maurice Turner bobbles it, then picks it up. Turner across the 25, and Phoebus will have the ball about the 26-yard line. So Bailey remains at the quarterback position. Calvin Chapman just came in with a play. And now joining the pack fairly late is Vince Kirkendall.
You know those 2 guys down there?
One of those guys
One of them looks like our director up here.
One of those guys looks like a girl.
That was Keith Still down there, and I'm assuming that other young lady is Stephanie Covington.
Delay of the game against Phoebus, so it seems like when things go bad, they get bad to worse here. Phoebus will be backed up 5.
Delay of game, offense, 1st down. Delay of game.
There's a good shot of the Kecoughtan sideline, and Coach Revis Conrad along with
Oh, there's some of that the problem you talk about when you've got a different quarterback in there.
And you got a different count.
Blue, you're all right until a lineman moves. You got to sit still.
The lineman moves, so it's another 5-yard, and it's a dead ball foul, and Chris Black is coming back in.
Well, this has got to be tough. You know, Bill D and Mike Talon, as he mentioned.
Dead ball, false start, offense.
As Mike Talon mentioned, they get some key players back in and someone else gets hurt, and it just throws everything out of whack.
Well, and then you got ball players in there that are kind of anxious to hit somebody, and they're jumping off too soon. And then you got a swarming defense by the Warriors.
Yeah, let's not forget the fact that the defense for Kecoughtan has been outstanding tonight.
It'll be 2nd down.
Second down and 20 as barely getting back to the line of scrimmage. Gain of maybe a yard. Down to about 15 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. This is Bailey keeping the football, looking for some blocks along the sideline. A late flag goes down.
Two flags in the background, and I bet you that's going to be against the against the Phantoms. They just can't seem to do anything right.
We got holding. Holding on the blue team.
So, as I said, it rains, it pours. Phoebus now having some real problems. It's likely that Kecoughtan might decline this penalty to make it third down and long.
Well, again, maybe not. You take them back, you got them really deep in the daggone. Their backs right against the end zone, and that means your punter is going to have to punt out of the end zone. If you don't make a first down, that takes it clear back to the 9-yard line, and they've got to go clear to the 40. I'm sorry, to the 39, so that's 30 yards.
Holding on the offense, second down.
So they continue to go east when they want to go west, or south when they want to go north.
Yeah, definitely.
This should be the last play of the third quarter. Bailey fakes the throw and gets out about to the 14-yard line where he's bulldogged to the ground by number 80, Matt Patterson.
And that was not a bad play. Take the ball, tuck it underneath, and run and get some yardage if you can.
That's our conclusion of the third quarter.
He'll pick up about 6 yards on the play.
So the only score here in the second half so far comes by there you see the ambulance taking Andre Ross off to the hospital. The only score is a 7-yard run by Nick Bowen to put Kecoughtan back up on top, 13-7. And right now we're going to take a pause and a message from Peninsula Screen Print.
Since 1972, Peninsula Screen Print has been providing the Peninsula with custom imprinted caps, jackets, sweatwear, and acrylic uniforms. Now, a full line of promotional items such as cups, mugs, visors, pens, and frisbees are available to help your business, club, school, or a special event get your message across. Also specializing in adult and youth team sports, Peninsula Screen Print has become the leader by offering such brand names as Bike, Sandknit, Hanes, and Screen Star's Best at wholesale prices. In-house graphic artists and screen printing afford us the opportunity to provide custom logos and art to meet your design needs. From the art room to specialized screen making to the finished product, we have the facilities to meet your deadline. Located in the Old Fox Hill section of Hampton, see us this week for personalized service or phone 850-2244 for more information. Peninsula Screen Print, your one-stop walking advertisement shop.
While we are away, an incomplete pass thrown to DJ Ross as Bailey did a good job, threw that ball about 45 yards.
Had that ball been in bounds, he would have caught it. It went out of bounds, and there was no way he was going to catch it and pick up any yardage, but that was a nice throw, and DJ got open.
$11:54 left in the fourth quarter. DJ Ross comes back out after he went all the way back into the huddle. Standing at his goal line now, and again, you have to remember Ross is also the punter. So now Bailey is called upon to do the punting, and this will be his first punt of the year. Gets a good snap, gets a pretty good kick away considering the fact he's not the regular kicker. At the 43-yard line, Nick Bowen. Bowen all the way down to the 24-yard line.
What great field position if you're a Warrior.
All right, timeout on the field. We'll be back with more after this brief timeout. Kermit Buggs brings them to the line, 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Kecoughtan. Kevin Johnson tripped up as he gets to the line of scrimmage. In there on the stop was Chris Black, number 66. Check that.
68.
68, Kirkendall. Vince Kirkendall for the stop, 1-yard pickup for Johnson.
You can see on the replay, it's just a simple handoff. The hole is plugged up, but he has nowhere to go because Young man had him by his feet.
Phoebus has to grit their teeth now and keep Kecoughtan from putting it into the end zone as they've got the ball inside the 20 to the 19. Chris May carries for the Warriors. That's May's first carry from scrimmage, 5 yards on the play.
And there you can see the handoff to May, and then he is gang tackled by about 4 Phantoms.
Over there making the stop, none other than the substitute for Andre Ross, Thomas Bailey, who's not only filling in for him, but he's also playing his regular defensive position. So Thomas Bailey's had a big burden put on his shoulder. Kermit Buggs is going to score.
That was a nice fake. Everybody thought he handed the ball off, but he hung on to it.
Kermit Buggs from 19 yards out. I just have to think right now that Phoebus is just totally disorganized.
Well, you can't give a team like Kecoughtan or any team as far as that goes on the peninsula that kind of field position, first down on the 24, and you're 24 yards from a touchdown, and then you intercepted a pass and took it down to about the 10. So those two field positions just were in favor of the Warriors.
It's a fake as Holloran, the extra point kicker, throws back across the grain. It goes incomplete. And the score will remain 19-7.
And that was a set play. That ball was snapped directly to the kicker.
A minute 39 seconds, 3 plays, a total of 25 yards. And Kermit Buggs records his second touchdown of the evening. And I guess we can start to think about who might be our considerations for our players of the game. Buggs now has 5 touchdowns on the season. 2 tonight.
Well, I would definitely have to go with Kermit. I thought he was doing a great job, but I'm headed towards Andre Ross. Even though he got hurt, he was a vital part. As you can see what kind of a part he was to this team. He kicks the ball, he punts the ball, he quarterbacks. I mean, he's sorely missed out there. Not saying that Bailey doesn't do a good job, but he hasn't been starter all year, so it's hard to come in and when you're not the starter and perform like a starter.
Well, let's give credit to Bailey, too, because he has done everything but pump the ball up tonight.
And we don't know that he didn't do that.
No, that's true, we don't. Turner and Bailey. Bailey at the 10-yard line. Bailey right up the middle. He takes a good lick from Chris May and goes down at the 33-yard line. A late flag. Late flag as a little action downfield was taking place. We'll wait and see what Mr. McCullough calls.
Dead ball, personal foul on the blue team.
Oh, my gracious, if things weren't bad enough.
Oh, I tell you, it's just one after another. It just seems like you get decent field position. You're at about the 32, and then they're going to mark back 15 yards and take you back to about the 17. That really hurts.
When you see Bailey returning the ball, it kind of carries that ball precariously out there. They just call that like a loaf of bread.
Right, and that was number 16 for the Warriors that made that stop.
And then we're going to go back as a dead ball
That's
foul.
Aaron Hendrickson. He was assisted by Chris May.
So the big 15-yarder marked off against Phoebus.
Dead ball, personal foul on the offense, 1st and 25.
You heard referee McCullough tell you, 1st and 25, 9:56 remaining. Phoebus trailing by 2 touchdowns, 19-7 is our score.
You got it.
Got a 16-yard penalty, is that right, Jerry? DJ Ross, oh, it's batted around, finally picked off.
It is finally caught.
Laddie Anderson picked it off as it was tipped around 3 or 4 times. He's going to go in. 27-yard interception returned by Laddie Anderson.
When things start going bad, it is pouring out here for the Phantoms. Nothing they're doing goes right. Nothing at all is going right for the Phantoms. They're getting called for long penalties. Then, I mean, it was a 2 or 3 people had a chance to get that ball.
Composure, here we go. Blue is ready. We got to have 11 here. Well, we got to have 11. Come on, 22. You on or off? You on or off? Are we ready, Blue? Somebody tell me. Are we ready? Are we ready here?
So homecoming is rapidly vanishing as far as any celebration on the gridiron is concerned.
Well, here you have a team that has made 3 mistakes. They've had 2 pass interceptions and then some penalties that they had to kick from their end zone. And Kecoughtan Warriors took advantage of all 3 of those mistakes and turned them into scores. And that's what you got to have, an opportunistic team, and that's what the Warriors are tonight. Watch this replay. This is unbelievable. He taps it, another tap, and he's still trying to catch it. And Laddie just took it right out of the hands of the Phantom that was going to, and he was going to catch the ball.
That was DJ Ross, and you can't fault him. He was trying to keep it alive so he could catch it. And in essence, he volleyballed it up in the air, and Anderson just picked it off, and as you saw, just took it right in. So things have gone from bad to worse. The Phantoms have been decimated by injuries here in the second half. They've lost their starting quarterback. Maurice Turner has been hobbled. Chris Black's been shaken up. Bontemps has been shaken up.
DJ Ross has had eyes on his knee.
And I'm not making excuses. Please, if you're a Kecoughtan Warrior follower, your team is playing great. It's just that right now, Phoebus is just not getting a break. Kecoughtan has been most opportunistic. Maurice Turner trying to make something happen out to the 41. No yellow hankies down yet.
You just took the words out of my mouth. I was looking for the hankies, and there was none.
Now let me just carry that a little further. We're certainly not trying to show any partiality. You just got to kind of feel bad for Phoebus when one thing continues to go bad after another. You get really problems with injuries. You like to see a good close ball game. Kecoughtan has played an outstanding ball game, both offensively and defensively.
Well, they most certainly have.
So take nothing away from their efforts. Phoebus from their 41-yard line, trailing 26-7.
If you're a Phoebus Phantom, excuse me, Tim, you got to feel snake bit.
Here's Bailey, second-string quarterback, rifles the ball, caught at the 47-yard line. I'm still waiting for the whistle to be blown. He caught the ball when he was down on his knee, it appeared.
Right.
Official
apparently felt personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense.
Roughing the passer, so a call will go in favor of Phoebus for a change. And that's not to imply that the calls were incorrect. I want to make sure I make that clear. No, it's not that anything's been called wrong. It's just been a tough. See, his knee was on the ground.
His knee wasn't down.
It was not.
No, it was not down.
Well, see, that's how you look at 2 different things. Of course, I got a clipboard.
The penalty will give you automatic first down, 15 automatic first. If you take the play up there, it will not result in that. This is not a tack on
Bullock,
penalty.
by the way, that was on the receiving end.
Unless I knew exactly completed. Okay, you take the penalty. Good.
So it would have been close to a first down anyway, and as it turns out, with the penalty, it'll be an automatic first down, as you heard the referee say.
But you get 5 more yards up the field,
right,
too.
Exactly.
So that's another move. You're 5 yards further up the field than
foul,
where you were.
roughing the passer on the defense, first down.
So you take away the completed pass in the sense that it won't go into the statistics for the Phoebus Phantoms, but they do end up with better yardage and a first down. 9:05 to go. Kecoughtan on top, 26-7. Bailey flags down, throws, completes the pass. No, they say it's incomplete. DJ Ross was the intended receiver, but
hold everything. Hold everything.
As you said, let's hold everything.
I got 68. We're still going down when they snap the ball.
So we got motion over here, and incomplete pass.
The clock stops with exactly 9 minutes remaining.
Well, it's looking like it's going to go against the Phantoms because they're talking to the Warriors, and it looks like a big one. No, it's only a 5-yarder. Well.
Motion on the offense. Repeat the down. First and 15.
And I'm told that's 88 yards for the game in penalties against Phoebus.
Wow. That hurts.
Yep, they've been penalized 9 times for 88 yards.
And that's really kind of misleading because sometimes you picked up a lot of yardage, so it's really more than that is what you're losing.
Kecoughtan has been penalized only 2 times for a total of 10 yards. Ball is just inside the 50. Fumble.
Well, that can't be true. They just had a 15-yarder, Kecoughtan. So Jerry, we have to get his calculator out.
No, he only gave him a 5-yard penalty.
No, there was a 15-yarder. The one before that was a 15-yarder. You're right.
Yeah, he's on top of this.
But you said 10 yards is all they've been penalized.
No, Kecoughtan.
Yeah, well, they just had a 15-yarder on the roughing the passer.
Oh, yeah? Giving me some bad stats here, are you?
No, you're just not looking at the right place.
I'm looking right here. Who was penalized? Kecoughtan?
Oh, well.
That's right, Jerry. You did miss that. Bailey is rough. No, but it was Kecoughtan that was penalized. Kecoughtan was penalized.
Well, that was just a fine defensive play by the Warriors that time, as they chased Bailey out of the pocket. Now it's 3rd down and really long. It looks like it's about 25. But there's a good shot of AG over there on the sideline. Over there, we waved to us, AG. You're on camera.
What we did is we inadvertently, like I did it, we gave the penalty to the wrong team. Another penalty flag flies.
Yeah.
Oh, we just didn't put it down. Okay.
Okay. Well, see, I knew when you said only 10 yards, they just had a 15-yarder, so I knew there had to be something wrong somewhere. Not trying to make it sound like you don't know what you're doing.
I'm just reading his statistics.
Dead ball, false start.
So you're gonna throw all the blame onto Jerry Z.
That's right.
Good.
It's in his writing.
Well, he's got suspenders. He can hold it.
That's right. 7:38 remaining here. There you see the
Another
Phoebus
penalty.
High School. No, that's not Phoebus. That's Kecoughtan's High School marching band. Another penalty. 3rd down and another penalty. This is a dead ball foul. This one was before the snap.
False start, blue, broke the plane.
Broke the plane. You heard what they said. Someone on the Phoebus line left early.
Dead ball, false start.
Oh, I tell you, you got to, if you're a fan of, you try to figure out what else could go wrong. I mean, they've had all kinds of penalties and have been a rash of motion penalties, and again, probably because they've got people in there that are not used to be playing those positions.
Well, they're at their 30-yard line, and they have to go all the way to the 34-yard line of Kecoughtan. And they won't do it that way. It's going to be 4th down and about 28 yards to go. So the Phantoms will be forced to kick the ball. And as we mentioned, not only did they lose the quarterback when Ross left, but they also lost their punter. So Thomas Bailey, the junior, has come in and done a fine job in his absence.
Most certainly has.
Bailey gets a good kick away. Fair catch called for and taken at the 35-yard line. Nick Bowen, if he thought about that a second time, maybe he might not have called that fair catch. He had some running room. Had he elected to run with it, he could have picked up 5 no matter what. But to be on the safe side, he decided to call the fair catch. Now Kecoughtan, with a 26-7 lead, will start from their 35 with 6:52 remaining here in the 4th quarter. It was tied at 7 at halftime. And Kecoughtan has come out with 3 opportunistic scores after turnovers by the Phoebus Phantoms. Kermit Buggs continues at quarterback.
And you know that's got to be a dream for Laddie Anderson, not only to intercept the ball a little late, earlier, but then to run it in for a touchdown, and that's something that linemen don't get a chance to do very often.
Here you see the replay again. This is Kevin Johnson as he picked up about 7. 2nd down and 3 for the Warriors. And they've got another quarterback in there now. They've changed quarterbacks, has Kecoughtan. And the quarterback now is Tony Jordan, number 18, who is a sophomore. 6'1" sophomore, Tony Jordan.
We had another Jordan over there at Kecoughtan not too long ago that was a quarterback.
Doxy Jordan?
Right. I wonder if that's any relation.
I'm not sure how I even remembered that, but I did.
Well, you just got all that information stored there in your computer.
In my feeble brain.
Well, that's your computer, right?
That's right.
If I could get you a calzone, that thing will be right.
I'm telling you.
I will get you a calzone next week. Come rain or, well, let's not have any rain unless we've got windows.
Nick Bowen checks out of the ball game for Kecoughtan. Gives a low 5 to Kevin Johnson. Ball is marked at the Kecoughtan 49-yard line. Second down and about 6. This is Chris May getting the call for the Warriors.
And he ran right smack dab into Giles. Kevin Giles, the linebacker on the right side.
Well, let's see if we can poll AG if he's listening in and see who his picks would be for most valuable players of the game for each team. If he heard me, he'd probably need a minute to think about that, so we'll get back to him when he can. 4:52 remaining at the 48-yard line of Phoebus. Jordan calls his own number, and he struggles across the 45 to the 44.
It looks like he picked up the first down.
He did, if they mark it where they're standing, yes. So your votes, Bob, go for Andre Ross in spite of his having to leave the game with the injury. And Kermit Buggs, is that what you're saying? You're quarterback bound this week?
Absolutely.
Buggs certainly is a prime candidate. He has struggled all year after that opening game injury and has not yet regained his true form. And yet his Kecoughtan Warriors have an apparent victory here. 4 minutes and some change remaining in the fourth quarter, and they lead by 19 points. I'd have to go along with Buggs, Kermit Buggs, and for the Phantoms, they get my Purple Heart Award tonight.
Boy, they do that. And then they got to get themselves together and face a tough Bethel team next week. Who does Kecoughtan play next week? They go to Todd Stadium and play who?
Gee, I wish you hadn't asked me that.
I thought you had it right on top of that computer.
Well, by golly, I do. There it is right here.
Tim.
Yes, sir, AG.
We ready for player of the game?
Yeah.
I'm going with Kermit Buggs for Kecoughtan and Tony Richards from Phoebus, but play of the game, new category. David Heath's interception when the score was tied 7-7.
Yeah, I would say that was pretty good. Kecoughtan is at Denby Saturday night. Fumble. It looks like Kecoughtan is going to recover.
Well, had number 33, Kevin Giles, gone down on the ball, the Phantoms would have had it, but he tried to pick it up, which is not a bad play at this point in the game, because if he could have picked it up, he could have probably run it in for a score.
So Phoebus is here Friday night against Bethel, a game we'll be here to do. And Kecoughtan travels to Denby Saturday night next weekend. Kecoughtan will have a tough task there. Dustin Farr gets a high snap. He tries to kick the ball, and the ball is loose. It's finally picked up. Kevin Giles, and he's got the ball inside the 25-yard line. It'll be Phoebus 1st and 10.
Well, that was almost a comedy of errors. He kept trying to kick it while it was bouncing on the ground, and Kevin Giles finally picked it up. And again, while we got a chance, I do want to thank Turn to Sports Place and Willow Oak Shopping Center for
we have nothing but a fumble and a recovery by Phoebus. He did not kick the ball. He'd have kicked the ball, we'd have had intentional kicking.
Thank you, Mick. That was a good point. Now watch here. You see the replay. He tried to kick it. It wasn't that he didn't try, but it was simply a fumble. And Kevin Giles just picked it up and rambled in there. Finally wrestled to the ground by number 81, Lawrence Lewis. Pass is thrown incomplete. Maurice Turner was the intended receiver. Stopping the clock with 2:18 remaining. We emphasize our choices of players of the game is totally unscientific and is not meant in any way to slight any of the other players for their fine efforts tonight. It's just a kind of a...
We may want to take our hats off and make the player of the game Mike Talon. He's been out on the field tending the injured ball players all night.
The Phoebus trainer is, it's going to be tough now, you know, because next week Phoebus will be back here to host, or at least to be up against, the Bethel Bruins. In fact, I think Phoebus is the home team for that game. Regardless of who's the home team, Phoebus is going to have a tough time getting these walk-it wounded back in there, and it would appear that Andre Ross, and we certainly don't want to be premature in our guesses here, but if the injury is as serious as it appears to be, Mr. Bailey will be doing a lot of practicing with the first unit this week. Get a chance to watch this again as we have gone inside of 2 minutes. We invite you to stay tuned at the conclusion of the ball game, as A.G. Womble will be down on the sidelines, and he'll be getting a chance as we go back to the live action. The pass for Tony Richards, he's got a 1st and goal. We'll have A.G. with the victorious Kecoughtan Warriors. I think that's a foregone conclusion at this point.
Well, who would you pick for the game of the week? We haven't heard you.
The player?
The player, I'm sorry.
I had to go with Ross because he was sparking the team, and that's the unfortunate thing from the Phoebus point of view, is that he was starting to click, and he, as you mentioned at halftime, he's not a known passer, but he was doing a great job, and then to have him come out, it really hurt their team, and again, take nothing away from Bailey's effort.
That's right.
Bailey pitches. This is...
Looks like Turner.
Turner is struggling to get some yardage. He's driven out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. Short gain on the play. I would say Bugs, because he, as I said, he scored 2 touchdowns and has done a good job. It wasn't an easy choice. There were several other candidates, and some of those candidates were defensive players.
Absolutely.
Heath has played a good game. Anderson, a good game.
Well, Heath was one of our players of the game in earlier contests this year.
2nd down at the 6. This is Bailey on the keeper, and he's in for the score.
And he is limping and went over and sat down. He has hurt his ankle.
Oh my gracious, when is it going to stop? I don't have a depth chart, or I would say who else would be next in line. There are several other quarterbacks listed. Kevin Beckner, number 7, is a listed quarterback. But other than that, that's the last of them. 5 plays, 24 yards, 1 minute and 5 seconds. And they'll go for 2. This is Bailey, and he spins away from 1 tackler, but then can't get into the end zone. And the score will remain at 26-13. So unless there's a drastic change here, Kecoughtan will improve their overall record to 4-3. They'll be 2-3 in the Peninsula District, and Phoebus will go to 3-3 in the district and 3-4 overall. So kind of just about wipes out Phoebus's chances for making the postseason play.
Oh, I would. It's going to be really close. They're going to have to get help from a lot of other people, especially on the other side.
You saw Bailey coming off the field. And again, I almost have to go with him as a most valuable player for Phoebus, because he did such a great job of filling in here for the better part of the second half after Ross was out with the injury. Just a junior, Bailey has played very well. Not only did he take up the quarterbacking job, but he continued in his first-string role as a defender, and he punted the ball.
Do you think they might try an onside kick here?
I think you might see one.
Could very well be, yeah.
The ball is covered by Mike Williams. So Kecoughtan, all they have to do now is run out the clock, and that has 1:21 remaining on it. Again, we encourage you to come out this weekend and watch your favorite high school team. Price is Right is only about $3 for adults to get in. You can't even go to a movie for $3. Come on down to either Darling Stadium or Todd Stadium or whatever high school game is one of your interests, and support your local high school sports.
Yeah, I echo that.
The 45-yard line is where Kecoughtan will start. The clock is running inside of a minute. And now they'll just simply go to their knees as the Phoebus players were thinking about taking a shot at Jordan and thought better of it is a good thing, too. Kecoughtan not in any hurry to do anything at this point except get this game over with. And now Phoebus will delay the inevitable by calling a timeout.
Phoebus time.
Again, we invite you to stay tuned as A.G. Womble will have an opportunity to discuss this game with some of the winners and maybe even some of the losers.
Well, if you're Kecoughtan, you got to be real happy with the way they came out the second half. It was tied 7-7 going in, but you made some two key interceptions that led to scores. Some penalties against Phoebus put them in the end zone punting, so therefore Kecoughtan ended up with good field position and took advantage of it, and that's where those 3 scores were.
All right, let's take a timeout and a message from Anna's Pizza in the Buckrow Shopping Center.
Anna's Pizza, located at 1976 East Pembroke Avenue in Hampton, has a tantalizing menu featuring some of the best Italian food in the city. They're known primarily for their pizza, which is made from scratch each day with all your favorite toppings. They have a professional and courteous staff, willing and ready to serve you day or night. They even have a free delivery service for those who call in. Anna's is also recognized for its daily specials, including fresh lasagna and their hot and tasty spaghetti served with meatballs. And if you're a really big eater, you'll love their submarine sandwiches, which are considered by many to be the best around. Anna's is open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. Monday through Thursday, also on Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. and on Sunday from noon until 11 p.m. Remember, when you think of good food, think of Anna's Pizza. They're located in the Buckrow Shopping Center of Hampton.
Will be the last play unless they come up on the ball.
Is that Mario? Is that the guy who makes the calzone?
Oh, yes. Mario does a good job, and I will tell him that you are in dire need of something next Friday night.
Gentlemen. It's a ball game.
All right, there is your ball game as Kecoughtan just elected to let the time run out as they will come away with a 26-13 victory. As I mentioned, they improved their record to 4-3 overall, and they are 2-3 in the Peninsula District. Phoebus falls to 3-3 in the district and 3-4 overall. A.G. Womble, knocked Jerry's arm one more time. A.G. Womble, our roving reporter, is roving around trying to find some people to talk with. I'm sure some of the Kecoughtan Warriors would be glad to talk with him. Maybe there's Kermit Buggs nearby. And A.G. will have that interview. I hope you'll stay tuned. A.G., I see you've got the victorious quarterback for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Tim.
All we need now is our cameraman.
Well, A.G.'s got Kermit now. If we can get Sam Jr. to turn around.
Kermit, great win from the Warriors. It was close the first half, but you guys took advantage of some misfortunes of the Phantoms in the second half.
Yes, sir. We went back in the locker room. We regrouped, and we came out ready to play the second half. We saw some things that they was doing, and we capitalized on it.
You scored a couple touchdowns tonight, but you also got some help from your linebackers tonight.
Yes, sir. Bert and David played real well tonight. They read their keys, they got to the pass drop, and the interceptions came.
You guys lost the first 2 games, but since then you've played the last 5 games. The Warriors really turned the season around.
Well, after I got hurt in the first game, and it was kind of shaky, we didn't have, we weren't ready on offense. And when I got back, I was a little scared at first that I was going to injure for the rest of the season. And then we came back, now I'm ready to go.
Kermit, I think upstairs, I think we had you most valuable player. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, Kermit Buggs. Thank you.
All right, A.G., thank you, and congratulations, Kermit, and congratulations to Kurt Newsom and his Kecoughtan Warriors.
Absolutely.
As they pull off the victory. And A.G., you want to get a chance to talk to Bill? Is that Bill D walking by there, or did I see him go by? I guess he's gone.
Yeah, Bill has already gone by.
Yeah, look at a chance, A.G. You got Laddie Anderson is talking with Mike Keach over there from the Daily Press. Maybe we can get a chance to talk to him when he's through. And by the way, I want to thank Mike Keach for his help in doing my statistics for this game. Mike has been most helpful week after week. We'll return with more of our post-game show right after this message from the Van House.
I think the thing I like the most about it is that it's so plush inside. It looks very expensive. It's very convenient for me. Everything is just where I want it.
That van is my freedom. I can go do anything I want to do.
I'm Skip Wilkins. Mobility allows me to compete with light. Look to the Van House for customized mobility products that fit.
Imagine the perfect vehicle just for you. Then create it at the Van House. Let our design specialists put your ideas in motion with a van, pickup, or handicapped conversion exactly as you want it. Personalized service, handmade quality, and value that you've dreamed about. The Van House, a universe of possibilities with down-to-earth prices.
All right, AG, I understand you've got a group of happy Kecoughtan Warriors there. You got Lonnie Anderson right there to your right, David Heath, and others.
All right, Tim, we do have Lonnie Anderson. Lonnie Anderson, tell us about that big key touchdown there, interception.
Well, it was something that I wished for all my life, and I got it tonight.
I had a close-up look at it. It bounced around several times. Looks like it hit a couple of helmets.
Yeah, it hit the offensive player helmet about twice, and I just ran and scooped it up and did my best to run it in.
See a lot of green there in front of you?
Oh, yes, sir.
Not too many phantoms.
No, sir.
You must have, you saw this guy do it earlier so that you wanted not to be shown up tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right, David, congratulations, big win for the Warriors. Your comments on the game.
Thank you. We really worked hard. The defensive line, Kokomo, Vincent Thomas, they all worked hard, and we stopped the run just about and made them pass.
David, scores 7-7, and Phoebus had the ball. I think the turning point, everybody agrees, was the big interception. Explain that play. Where were you, and what happened?
Well, it was a third down situation, long. We just dropped back, and they were trying to do a little seam. I just got into it, got into the throwing lane.
Okay, what about this young man? What did he do tonight?
He worked hard. He's come from not starting to starting, and he's really working hard.
All right, a lot of good blocking out there on your punt. Lamont, who we have here? Lamont Quarles. What about the game tonight? Your comments?
I think we did a good job today. On 14 dive, he wouldn't run my way all night, but when I got my chance, I did my job.
What about the rest of the season now for the Warriors?
We plan to go all the way. We're going to try our best.
Great game, guys. Great game.
Okay. Dave, appreciate it. You got a lot of happy Warriors down there.
Yeah, you got Nick Bowen there to get a chance to talk with Nick, and time wouldn't allow us to do all of that. We also got mentioned a couple of other names while we're at it here. We'll make sure. That was David Robinson, number 77 out there, and a bunch of happy Kecoughtan Warriors as they ruin homecoming for the Phoebus Phantoms. But Bob, Phoebus going to have a tough time regrouping to play next week against Bethel.
Not only, not that Bethel is so much stronger than that, but they've got so many injuries to their key ball players. But before we go off the air tonight, and I know you guys have final statistics, you want to run down the final statistics, and I want to recognize our people.
Wait a minute.
Oh, AG's got somebody. Go.
Right. I know we're closing, but just briefly, this guy here on my right is the most intense football player I've seen all season. David Robinson, a big win for the Warriors tonight.
Yeah, AG, we had a good practice, Coach Woodard here,
He does a good job.
He told us what he's doing. We came out here and did it. Phoebus got a good team, They real good, nice sideline. We just did what we had to do.
Yeah, you guys turned that season around after the first two games.
Yes, sir. We turned it around, Hampton High,
Your friend here, Joe Fuellen, great game. Your comments on it?
Well, we came out and played our hardest, but we started off kind of slow from the beginning, as you saw.
What adjustments did y'all make at halftime?
Well, we kind of talked to each other and, encouraged each other more, and that's what got the momentum going.
Great game, guys. Good luck the rest of the season. Tim, Bob, back to you.
All right, thank you, AG, and thank you, gentlemen. Our congratulations again. Final statistics real quickly. Phoebus had 11 first downs, 185 total yards, 6 out of 12 passing with 2 interceptions. They fumbled once and lost it. They were penalized 10 times for 93 yards, had the ball about 22.5 minutes. For the victorious Kecoughtan Warriors, 12 first downs, 161 yards total offense, 135 on the ground. Only 2 out of 10 passing, 1 fumble lost in 4 different fumbles, 3 penalties for 25 yards, and they had the ball about 25 minutes. So Bob, that's going to do us. Your comments as we wrap up.
Well, it was a great game, and it's just it's a shame that players have to get hurt. But Kecoughtan Warriors, again, took advantage of situations, and that's what you try to teach these young men to do. When you get an opportunity, you take advantage of it, and you score the points. Want to thank, of course, Dr. Sam Still, who's up here in the booth with us. Scotty Bauer's in the truck, and he keeps everything going real smooth. Sam Still Jr. is down there on the field with the camera, and that gets all the good shots for AG, and, of course, he's around all the girls. He really hates that. We got Angela Brown and Earl Johnson, Bev Penn, Slow-Mo Joe down in the truck giving us the all the slow motions. Joe Lewis, Ryan Lewis helps us out. Of course, we got Jerome on one of the other cameras. Keith still helps out. Also, Stephanie Covington today, and of course, let's not forget Jerry Zopoulos, the one that can tell you how to pronounce those names that you don't know how to do.
That's right.
And there's a good shot. You can see he's standing head and shoulders above everybody.
All right, that's going to do it from Darling Stadium. The final score again, the Kecoughtan Warriors 26, the Phoebus Phantoms 13. For Bob Henson, A.G. Womble, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.